that should be fine now. That should be fine. So I'm going to be switching between both chats very briefly. So as this happens, folks, I might not pay attention as much to YouTube because I've only got one like thing up on the side here. I've only got one screen. I can't watch both things at once. But yeah, we can watch this. We can watch this. So let's go through with this. I think we are ready to start. Let's have a chill time and do this as well. See that? Let's do that. That's okay. Do I need to put any opacity in the background? Yeah, maybe. That should be fine. I need to turn off this fucking thing. What is this? I don't care about the socials rotator. Who cares about that? Okay, let's go, folks. Let's go. Right. So this is game 5. Game 4. I'm bad at this. Got a link to my own Discord. It should be beneath the stream. Should be beneath the stream. And yeah, let me know how volumes are. Anything we should know at the start of this. So we're looking specifically at fake Ahri. And we're gonna go for so I can change between like POVs. But let's go specifically to T1s, because I think that's where we'll find the most stuff out, right? Because we're doing it from an Ahri point of view. So very early, so they see caps in mid. Who else they see? They see no one else. So I think when you have Bel'Veth, you know that something weird's going to happen at level 1. Most of the time. Most of the time when you have a Bel'Veth, you know that you want to get an early invade. Because Bel'Veth doesn't like her side of the jungle, but she really likes your side of the jungle. So typically you'll see Bel'Veth wanting to get early invades, whether that is onto Raptors, or whether that's elsewhere. Typically, you'd see a Bel'Veth going towards enemy Raptors. So we see the 5-man fan coming in from T1. Bel'Veth is very much a thief ghost. Yeah, you're completely right. So that's what makes these early wards so important. So you have this. Let's have a think of level 1 power as well. So we have Halo Blades on Poppy. And Poppy at level 1 is just an absolute psychopath. Ghost, I'll have to do this after the stream. I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. But yeah, you have Halo Blades and Poppy, and you've got the Ignite, that's very strong. Of course, you have the chance of a Jinx reset at level 1. It's not obviously as deadly as late game, but it's still completely nasty here. You've got this. Technically can E-start on Zac level 1, but that's not great for laning phase, it's only good for invades. Typically, Zac is not very good at level 1, actually. What else have we got? Level 1, very effective for these two, of course. Very, very strong. So it's not like T1 can't fight back at level 1s either. So, and then you see Bel'Veth come in right here. So you have a little bit of extra information. Where are our wards going down? You see Bel'Veth there. So I think with that knowledge, so you can see Goomer and Kerry are keeping these two angles safe as well. Because you've got this angle, like, you've got this kind of area scoped out. And you've got this area scoped out as well. So T1 doing a good job of just kind of like making sure they have all of their jungle entrances gathered for now. Not gathered. Information's gathered, I suppose. So they see Bel'Veth up here. Faker's making sure that no one can walk straight across mid lane. Goomer's got making sure that that's there. They see caps. Got an early ward and river here to make sure that it's not going to be a straight lane swap where people can just walk topside through there. Now they don't know if G2 have gone through lane here, because they could still technically be a lane swap. Technically. Oh yeah, the chat here is in German. Like, maybe I should turn that. Whatever. I actually quite like seeing the pings. They're quite nice. So we can see the blue pings, even though it's T1 Fog of War right now. See if Cap's just making sure that Faker's kind of pushed on the tower here for now. And again, we kind of talked about how important it is for Bel'Veth to have a strong level 1. Carrier drops a ward here because he knows that if it goes into standard laning phase, he wants to be down here in case something interesting happens. Actually, speaking of interesting things happen, we just see this happen here. So let me just see what's happening here. When does he place the ward? Does he place the ward after he sees the weird shit happening here? When does he place it? So he places it before anything happens. He places that. Carrier knows he can't path down here, because if he paths down here, we've just seen the Poppy, right? So Goomer slows them with his E and thinks, okay, that'll be fine for now. But Carrier can't path down here, because if Poppy were to flash, he'd get an instant wall stun, which is very, very nasty. Potentially, if there is the chance of it, because it's support Poppy, you're happy to start E. So that's the worry that they have, and the reason that they're worried about this is, of course, Faker's going to take a little bit of time to come down here. It's been a while since they saw Bel'Veth up in this area of the river and up towards Raptors as well, so there's a chance that Bel'Veth is stepping there. In fact, who did they... I'm just going to put it back here again a little bit quickly. So, who did they see on this? Did they see just Poppy, or did they see anyone else? Poppy's walking in with a sweeper. Who do they see? They see Poppy, and they see Yikes. They do see Bel'Veth. They don't see anyone else. They see two people here. Mickey doesn't quite get the wall slam angle. Yes, the Caps is walking down as well. Immediately, Zeus walks down towards bot side as well. Because you see Mickey down here, you know it is straight lanes. You know it's not going to be a lane swap. Fails the wall stun. Would that have been a kill? No, I actually don't think that would have been a kill, unless there was someone else right behind them. So again, they've only seen Bel'Veth and Poppy right now. They haven't seen anyone else. But this is the ward which Kerry put down earlier. Hang on a second. Caps, what are you... G2, what are you doing here? This is actually a really big problem now. I think Caps has chosen a really bad entry into this. So he walks down here, but like... So... Caps knows there is a good... Hang on, let me... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quickly change over to G2's point of view. So what's their fog of war? They see this. So they walk down like this. Caps doesn't see Faker. So Caps knows that Faker can either be here or he can be here. That's kind of dangerous. He's giving some vision here. Has he placed his... Let me just check if he's placed his ward so far. Has he placed his ward? No, he hasn't. I think Caps is being super greedy here. I think he's being really, really greedy, actually. I'm going to switch back over to T1's point of view. So Faker is actually unseen by Caps. He knows there could be a ward in here. But given this ward put down by Carrier, so we had the invade through here, Carrier puts down a ward here, which means that they can spot Caps walking over. If Caps is unseen, this is very different, because there's a very important thing that's about to happen. If Guma hits that wall, that's still completely separate as well. Zeus moves immediately down. BB starts E, so you know he's got his E, so now that's BB out of the way. Mickey's flash out of the way, so he can't E as well. Caps is completely isolated. Wonderful vision play by T1, actually. Wonderful T1 vision play. Because now they've dealt with two of the largest level 1 threats, a Zac E start, and then the Poppy flash wallstone as well. They're gone. And that means that who can respond back to Caps here now? Who can respond back to that? This guy's out of range. Even if Poppy were to get in here, Poppy can't stop a lot of the big threat coming through. And we're going to go see some huge stuff. So, I mean, they you get the... Oh my god, this is so nasty. So you get Charm onto Talia. You got the W threaten into the wall as well. Zeus, he leaves it half a second too late, which is a bit annoying. It would have got an extra bit of damage there. So... Immediately after all this, we have flash down from Guma, flash down from Caps. What does this mean? Now, we did say we were going to do this from a Faker point of view stream. This is why this is very, very important. Because if you go back and watch PSG versus Astral, once you lose flash versus an Ahri lane very early on, and you can see Caps has no flash, and you've got an Ahri Lee Sin, both with flashes, Caps is dead if he leaves his turret. He is absolutely dead. If he can't walk back to the safety of his turret, he dies. What that means is that, we're going to see this after, Caps cannot push up. And this is very important, because if Caps gets to push up here, Yike gets to walk into this side of the jungle, gets to walk into that side of the jungle as a Bel'Veth, and like we said, Bel'Veth likes your side of the jungle. It's like, your jungler enjoys their personal space. Bel'Veth also enjoys their personal space and wants to get right up in it, wants to get into their camps, but you can't do that if you can't push in mid. And what can't you do? You can't push up because you don't have flash. So even though you've taken the flash away from the Varus, you have no flash on your Talia because Caps chooses a bad path in level 1 invade. And that means it's really awkward now for G2. I almost wonder if they have to stay longer and see if they can get something more. Because if it's just flash for flash, yeah, you can definitely play better against the 2v2 in bot lane. But Caps not being able to have a laning phase now is really, really dangerous. So they spot G2. They spot Faker heading back towards his mid lane. Mickey's sweeper just comes back up. They spot Faker in mid here. When does he see the next person coming out? So he goes back again. He's started with Charm, which means that he doesn't have very good damage on his own. He's gone for the Charm start, of course. which means he doesn't have individual great damage, but he does have very good ability to lock people down for someone with better level 1 damage. Of course, Lee Sin's very strong at that. You've got Zeus as well on the K'Sante, and K'Sante does do okay things with that too. See, this is a big thing there. Yike actually backsteps. He actually backsteps because he knows he's in danger. Because he knew that Faker is not currently in laning phase, in lane rather, and so that means he's likely walked back over here. He kind of knows Faker is in this bush. Faker goes for an auto reset. Ooh, does he not have electrocute? Let me just click on him. Faker. Yeah, he still has electrocute, so he's gonna get that right now. Maybe. Wait, what happened to his electrocute? Did he just not time that right? Anyway. Faker walks out of the brush, lands another charm at level 1, and suddenly, you know what we were saying about how Bel'Veth, again, wants to be in this side of the jungle, he wants to be over here, he wants to be doing this stuff. How do you do that? With a mid laner with no flash, with no ability to push, and then Yike with no flash himself. So you have no flash on mid jungle against an incredibly scary mid jungle 2v2, both with flashes. Lee Sin with flash, very, very dangerous. Ahri with flash can set up for that Lee Sin with flash very, very easily because of the charm flash angles. So, even though level 1 charm start from Ahri is not very good in terms of trading and lane control, very, very good in terms of the return on the investment here as well. So, now we're going to go back, and I think now we just stick the camera on Faker and see what he does. In a lot of ways. So, we can maybe do some other stuff too. We'll talk about other things, right? Because, obviously that informs the rest of the gameplay. Both of these top laners, they both teleported top lane, so no teleports in either of them. And we can see here immediately, Cap's backing off. He doesn't want to walk up. What is Faker level 2? I'm actually interested to see what he levels at level 2, because he's not leveled anything right now. You can see it down here. There is some logic to say you start Q, you go Q second. Yeah, in fact he does, because he knows that. So this is actually quite intelligent by Faker, because if you were to auto W and get yourself an electrocute trade, you can't get a charm through the wave because there's a redonkulous amount of minions here. And also the other thing is that you would grab minion aggro. Minion aggro is really nasty in the first few levels of the game. And there's a cannon. So cannon wave, the first cannon wave of the game, you don't want to fight into the cannon. Because at the first few levels of the game, you get yourself into an awful spot if the cannon is also auto-attacking as well. It does comparable damage to a town champion at level 1. So Faker levels the Q instead, and gets a tap onto Caps, which is nice. He's standing just in a point where he wants Caps to... this is also another interesting thing from Faker here. I'm just going to quickly rewind this again, just to show what I'm talking about here. So the cannons come in. So what he does is he stands on his minions here and says, look, Caps, if you're going to throw Qs at me, you're going to hit minions. So if you hit minions, you have a threat of pushing. So Caps has a choice to say, well, if I'm going to hit someone, I'm also going to hit minions. And that's a problem, because what did we say? If he pushes up, he dies. So Faker is standing directly on top of his minions and saying, all right, do it. Do it. AoE me, and that will hit the minions. And right here, he throws a Q right into the middle of this. I think at this point, he knows that this wave is going to be clipped a little bit anyway. So he knows he's not over-pushing. Caps it's okay with that. But it's just the mentality behind it, where Faker is saying that you have to threaten pushing slightly to get a trade onto me. Faker's now hit level 3, which is obviously a very strong point for Ahri in the laning phase. And this is 3 minutes in. Typically, you see Taliyah's over here at this point. Oopsies, I clicked the wrong tool. I'm very good at this thing. Normally you'd see... I'm very good at this thing. Wow, incredible. Yeah, normally you'd see them pushing in here, right? And then they'd be looking to push in and put a ward into Raptors. Of course, it's a little bit different because of the level 1 situation with this. I actually kind of want to see where he put his ward quickly. We'll spoil ourselves. Where did he go? Did he put his ward anywhere that we know? No, we don't know that. Let's go back to Faker's POV. Yeah, and now he starts to clip the wave anyway. He knows he can do. But Caps is not doing what the Bel'Veth Taliyah should be doing. Not realistically. Oh yeah, and then we see the Hex Flash out of the bush. No flash on Guma. There is no reason for him to be standing here, by the way. He should not be standing there of all spots. Maybe they think that bot lane's gone for a reset. We've just revisited what happened over here, so we've already seen this bit of that part there. Why are you stood here? The only reason you'd be stood here is that if you think they've reset. Because if they've gone back, that's one thing, right? But, like, walls are not your home. Walls are not safe. Walls are not safe. Unless he thinks he can walk back slightly. So if Poppy does Hex Flash out here, it would be in this angle rather than this angle, because this angle is just about safe. I am interested to see where he hits him on the wall here. Let's slow this down slightly, actually. What happens here? Ah, that's not the way you want to step. No, Guma, that's really not good versus a Poppy support. Walls are not your friends versus Poppy. Walls are not your friends. Walls are dangerous. Walls are not a safe space. Do not become splattered against the wall. Like, what? Surprise, motherfucker. Like, what? Why? He even steps forwards into him. You know, at that point, Carrier is stood in a safer spot, but even then, you should be stood over here. You should realistically be stood, like, here instead. It's much harder for Poppy to get a... yes, you might eat some bad auto-attack trades, but the only way you die is getting wall stunned. I don't think there's any world in which you're baiting Poppy E. The only way you would be baiting Poppy E is if you had flash, but you have no flashes on either bot laner. Because maybe you're saying, I know you're in there, I'll reaction flash, and then you're stuck against the wall yourself. Like, you've pulled yourself out of position, rather than not that Poppy gets stuck against the wall. That is really not good positioning there by Guma. Oof. Yeah. Okay. So, this is, reminder what we said at the level 1. Reminder what we said at the level 1, because you are basically now saying that with flashes away from these, you can play against that bot lane a lot easier. However, big problem is, Caps and Yike, no flash, and it means that the Bel'Veth doesn't get to be Bel'Veth. You're playing basically without a jungler at this point. Faker's pushing up with no vision either side of mid, but that's completely fine because Caps would have to walk up Caps would have to walk up to like around about here to be a threat onto Faker, and because he's not doing that, because actually in a lot of ways, if Caps walks up to here with no minions, Faker gets a charm. There is every chance. I mean, let's have a look at Caps' vision himself here. So that would be this one here. They have some wards down in bot side, but they don't have... They would be able to spot Lee Sin coming in from this angle into this bush, but they wouldn't be able to see Lee Sin if he walked in here. And then suddenly, if he walked up to here, Faker gets a charm. That's going to be over my face, isn't it? Yeah, that's okay, whatever. Owner could potentially ward hop in or flash in for a Q onto the charm target and kill. So I know there's a lot of arrows on the screen, but this is just looking at the dangerous kind of avenues that... T1 could be putting Caps into, right? This is why Caps has to play this far back, because he's level 3, he wants to just safely soak the XP, wait for his flash to come back if possible, and see what can happen there, because it's really, really dangerous for him to walk up. That's why Faker, actually very happy walking up here with no vision in here. Typically when you push up in mid lane, you don't want to be pushing up to here, because if you over push, particularly with an Ahri pre-6, you're not very happy. But you have W for movement speed, you have flash. Caps doesn't have flash to force a play himself, so you're completely happy here, honestly. Completely happy here. So Caps going to get to level 4 now. Caps finds a window where you can hide behind minions and look for a shove, but Faker uses W to avoid it. Doesn't even take the damage from the initial cast of E as well, so he's completely happy there too. Hearing Ahri in German is a thing. Not that it's bad, actually. So, what do we got going on next? Top lane is tank versus tank. Who cares about that? What's happening in bot lane? Ah, Guma's actually super scared now. Yeah, Guma's like, where the fuck do I stand? He's standing so far back from the wave. Let's go back to mid lane. Let's go back to mid lane. So, Owner's now looking in here. Caps is hiding behind his minions. Again, Caps knows it's really, really dangerous to walk up here. But Faker has complete control of this lane. Because of a level 1, folks. This is all because of a level 1. All because of a level 1. And now you know that Caps doesn't have push in here. Because if Caps had push, he could do a push and he could walk over here. And then potentially Owner could be in danger as well. Because particularly pre-6, I think that Talia has a lot of early damage when you combo into a jungler as well. And also has very, very good wave push to make sure that they can be first to the play. But that's not the case. If Talia was here, that's great. If now because Talia is down here, it's a big problem. Again, all from the level 1. Faker is making sure that he's not taking shit trades under turret. And now this is really huge as well. We already see Yike level 3 to Owner level 4. Bel'Veth is very much a fighting champion. Again, Bel'Veth doesn't want to be fighting here. Bel'Veth wants to be fighting over here or something. This is not the right area. It's the... if I were to use a football or rugby analogy, they're not playing in the right area of the pitch. They're not playing in the right area of the pitch, which is a big problem. Owner gets in, gets a smite. I he's got himself a ward for a ward hop, I guess. He doesn't want to, like, spend that on something frivolous. I mean, that being said, would it be that frivolous to drop a ward down here? I don't think it would be. I think it'd be good to do it here, maybe. I'm interested to see whether Owner drops a ward, but I guess because he knows that Bel'Veth is now on top side, because he knows that he's going through there. What the fuck? I was wondering what that sound effects were in the background. I think it's Bel'Veth doing stuff. This is also cool as well. So when you're in jungle, important thing to see here, if you just recall here, you know that Bel'Veth's not going anywhere. You know that they're not coming through this angle to go up here to do something weird. You know that they're not going through this way to kind of either go across mid or to go into your raptors or something. Not that raptors are up. I mean, in this case, it's low value, but still, it's a good muscle memory to train. Just if you can safely recall in the enemy jungle, which of course you can because Faker is crashing in waves here. So mid lane can't respond. It's good because it gives you potentially extra information because it's a game 5. There's a chance of weird shit happening. Still no flash on mid jungle, which is again very, very powerful. Bloody hell. Goomer has just been really caught out here by Mickey. Mickey is really holding him to account. This is another thing too. Let's just see what Faker did here as well. This is really annoying. So Faker, again, really good communication with him and Owner. It's small things. I'm not saying this is a miraculous, wow, look at this, but it's just important stuff to keep keeping track. So you know that Bel'Veth is likely going from blue buff and going top to bot lane. So he's probably pathing like this. Because you had the eyes on him up here when you spotted him at blue buff. I don't know, it's a big ass arrow to do whatever. Because you already had eyes on there. It means that because of this ward here, it will spot them if they're going towards their second respawn of raptors as well, which is of course very, very powerful for Bel'Veth because she does them really quickly. I swear minion dematerialize is a waste of rune on Ahri. We can talk about this, friend. We can talk about this. We actually haven't talked about the first dematerializer used by Faker here. When did he first use it? Let me just go back here. So he uses it right here. What does he use it on? No, I want to see it on Faker, please. So this is a really important thing. So he uses it here. Which one did he use it on? Where does he use it? Where does he use it? Where are you using it? Is he using it on a melee? Or is he using it somewhere else? He uses it on a melee. Okay. So this is interesting. This is interesting, folks. So, what did we say Faker's job is, really? In this game, it is holding down Caps and Yikes so they basically don't have a jungler. By holding down mid lane, by completely perma-pushing him in, the Bel'Veth doesn't really get to do much. Now, since Ahri got her buffs to her Q, this is going to get a bit mathsy, folks, so bear with me. If you look... Why, that's going to be completely covered by my camera, isn't it? That's helpful. Anyway, you have a 50% AP ratio on both sides of your Q now. Which means that you clear ranged minions very, very easily compared to what you had. Especially when you have Dorans, and if you get an early Dark Seal on first back as well, it's a really efficient way to get some early AP. And that means that you can clear ranged minions from about level 8 just on your own Q rank. So you can do it from 4 ranks of Q around that timing in the game. Now, you used to put 3 dematerializers onto the backline to make sure that you could clear them at level 7. It gives you an earlier breakpoint. Now, what you can do is you can only put 1 onto the backline, and that's completely fine. And what we'll see Faker do in this game, I actually confirmed this. I watched through a little bit of this game before, folks, so I'm not going to completely spoil it, but I just wanted to see if the replay file was working. But I did see he used 1 on a cannon later as well, and we'll talk about that. But what he's doing is he's spreading the dematerializers 1 onto each part. This is interesting here too. Anyway, it gives you the extra kind of damage onto the minions either way. If you just put 1 onto your backline now, just onto the ranged minions, then you'll clear them from level 7. He doesn't need to do it right now. But what it means is it just makes it much easier for him. Now he's already got the laning advantage anyway, to just keep Caps under turret. And we see here as well, he's... Where does he put down the ward now? There's a little later. Oh yeah, this is before we saw the jungle invader. I'm going to be backtracking a bit, folks, just because it's a little... We already did this, blah, blah, blah. Lots of pings, blah, blah, blah. Ah! Pings everywhere. Scary. Noise. Buff steal. You know that so, now getting back onto our previous point. I know this is a huge detour. Faker knows that Bel'Veth is heading from top to bot. She went towards top side first, continuing to push in the wave here now. And puts a ward onto Raptors. It's just, again, keep making sure that Bel'Veth can in no way get off a vision and get into river or start getting into the enemy jungle without being spotted first. And because Yike is now a level down, it is really annoying. Right. So yeah, Fakers again, put that ward down there. Makes it really easy to just kind of keep tracking here. You've got Raptors spawned. They've got the camp spawned really well here. Getting a trade on here. Owner shows up top side and he's going to flow a flash there. While this is happening, of course, I mean, the big thing is, so the reason the Owner can go for this top side play by, or rather like coming in through the lane, is because Yike has no way to be topside, really. By the timing that he's up here in top lane, you know that Yike has done all of his topside camps. If he's in top lane, he is trolling. Because he would be giving up a lot of farm on a farming champion. Bel'Veth needs to be getting camps. So that's a freebie in topside. Now, this is so sad. This is so sad. Caps has no mana to hard push the wave. You can see this here. He also still doesn't have flash. I think Caps is maybe trying to... I think Caps, what he's trying to do is push in mid lane. So he can roam down towards bot side. Problem is, T1 already know that Bel'Veth just showed him Raptors and heading towards bot side. You know that Lee Sin is in top side now and can likely be heading down top side river. And Caps has no mana to fix his wave effectively. So, this is so nasty in terms of the timing from T1. What did we say? This is why we're saying Talia can never push without flash against Ahri. Can never do that. A single level 1 mistake means that Caps is kept under his tower for the entirety of the first 5 minutes of the game. And the very first time he hits minions and pushes them, dead. Still no flash. Still no flash. What an insane punish of a level 1 flash being used by Caps. Like, we've gone through 5 minutes of this game. And all of it is determined by a bit of an awkward level 1 path where Caps walked in through here and he had his flash blown on the retreat. And that single flash being blown, yes, you can say that there is value in terms of bot lane getting ahead from T1, has led to Caps not being able to push. The first time he pushes, he dies horribly. And that means that Yike can't do anything. Yike is, you know, he's not eclipsing the Lee Sin in terms of farm. He's been capped on his own side of the jungle. And Faker gets a really good punish here. It's really, really good. And I think we'll see it after this too. He's still got 2 dematerializers. This is another thing you can do with dematerializers too. It's a very nasty thing. He's going to use the dematerializers onto the cannon. So even when Caps teleports back, he won't be able to hard push the wave because, or like in a timing that Faker can be punished in. Because what you'd want to do here as Caps is to, hey Sam, thank you so much for the resub. Hope you're doing well. And I hope your stream was good earlier. But yeah, Caps is going to teleport in, and he would love to be able to shove a wave into the other side of the map and just roam somewhere once he hits level 6 off of this wave as well. But he won't be able to do that because Faker dematerializes the cannon and makes sure that no one can do anything with it. Because he gets to shove in this with a single extra Q here. There you go, completely fine. And Caps, you know, if there had been no dematerializer on the cannon, Faker would have had to spend an extra 3-4 seconds here or so. And maybe could have got a punish off or at least gotten a ward down or something like that before Faker teleported back into the lane. That's not going to be the case anymore. It's a smaller thing. Again, this is not game-changing, but... Oh, he missed a cannon. And they saw him miss the cannon. Damn. Anyway, close the pink ward put down here, but... what's happening here? What happened in top side? I want to see what happens here, actually. Why is Zest being... So Zeus goes back here. He doesn't have teleport. Ah, this is fun. This is nice. This is nice. This is similar. This is a different kind of concept. So, Faker's pushed in the wave here. There is a wave crashing on top side here. So instead of teleporting into mid lane, he knows that actually Zeus can get back because he's just recalled on the same time. And he will go up here. And let's just have a look at... let's have a look at this. So he's going to get himself an extra full cannon wave. -1 melee. An extra cat. How sad does this feel for Caps? Where you've just given the, you know, the extra assist and the extra pressure over to Faker. He's going to get an extra full minion wave on top of this. A cannon wave too to boot. Like, how sad is this? Because this doesn't show up all the time in Pro. But Ahri, when she's ahead of the lane opponent, is absolutely nasty. So Faker goes down and he actually fakes putting a ward down here, I think. Does he fake putting a ward down there? No, they should know that he... They should know that he has no wards, I think. They should know that. Either way, just spotting down into river either way. I was wondering if he was faking putting a ward. So he just cleans up that wave. Now, what he's going to do... This is just... So, in one of my previous videos, if you didn't end up watching my breakdown on T1 versus Astral, I'm going to zoom all the way out. what T1 are very good at doing is getting getting resources from every single lane. So Faker, he pushes up mid, teleports all the way back to base, teleports up to top lane, and then he can walk back to mid. It's a lot of arrows, right? But either way, by teleporting up towards top lane, he gets a single wave here. He gets back in time for the next wave here, and Zeus, let's just have a look at how many minions he managed to get from this last wave, actually. Yeah, so if Faker teleports towards top side, he gets himself an extra 2 waves here. Zeus would have missed the top side cannon wave anyway. So because Faker teleports to top instead of going to mid, between the team, they lose 1 minion here, but they gain 5, including a cannon. So they end up gaining an extra cannon and just an extra little bit of XP across the aggregate of the entire team. So it's an extra little thing, right? This is again, very good coordination by T1. And I think it's a really good call to make sure that you're getting some extra stuff there. And now Faker gets himself a little bit of CS lead. Caps has been farming well under turret. He's just not been outside of his lane, right? Which is annoying. So we just saw here, right? We just saw here. So Faker couldn't quite kill the backline with level 7. He uses a dematerializer. He can kill it now at level 7. So Faker can now clear the backline in a single Q, which is really, really nice. I'm pretty sure. We'll see when the next resists upgrade come into, or like the extra HP comes in on those minions. CS goes back towards top lane, so we have the swaps kind of coming through here. G2 send their bot lane to top lane, and knowing that Faker doesn't have teleport anymore and Zeus hasn't hit level 6. Owner's sat here in the back. Let's have a quick... So, what happens here? So Caps has level 6 as well. This is the first time the entire game where Caps has actually had a free roam. Now, I think T1 are very aware of that. They know that actually, for the first time, Talia can roam somewhere. And now Faker can't push up in time to stop Talia roaming. He can't afford to show on mid lane, because if he shows on mid lane, it's a free dive in top lane. So Faker has to go top side. And Owner's there as well, so this is again a whole team coordinated effort. Owner's going to what top side. Caps might be able to ult, but Faker's here at the same time as well. They don't manage to dive Zez on the timing of the wave crashing into the turret. How much XP does he get from this? Gets it off of that minion. Gets level 6. And because Faker goes off of vision and Owner's, so because Faker is off vision, T1 managed to get their mid jungle towards top side, and the XP goes over towards theirs as well. They don't get to get a clean dive off, and once again, Caps, let's just view this in the sense of the mid lane matchup. Caps can't quite get himself onto the map with his first ult of the game. While this is happening, big wave now going to be lost from Hans and Mickey, or whoever should have been there. There's no teleports from the side of G2 to go towards that. No, that's not true. That's not true. I'm lying about that. Because they've swapped lanes with the top laner down towards bot side as well. I wonder if T1 thought that Broken Blade might hang around top side for the top side play to make it a 5v3. But then he shows out a Fog of War here. And he's level 6 to level 4, so that's really nice from there. Yeah, I actually don't... I think they maybe thought he'd be coming from here. That's a really nice angle from BB to come over that wall and punish the Varus as well, because what BB's looking to do here is get a good enough chunk onto Varus to make sure that Varus can't dive effectively. Because what that means now is that, again, he's half healthed him, even with the level up there. It's really, really nice. This is a good use of the Zac ultimate too. Just means that Guma can't stick around and dive. BB gets to safely collect the wave. Well played by BB, well-timed trade. Okay. Oh shit, and then we missed a topside dive happening at the same time. So this is level 6 been hit from here. Okay, right. A lot of stuff to review, So Faker was hovering topside, goes back towards mid once the level 6 hit on topside. So what's the thing here? What's the communication here? Yikes up here again. Faker has no TP. Because again, he's just used that towards topside. I was a little bit weirded out because I saw that for some reason Faker's TP cooldown over here had bugged out. So they show up again for kind of like a redive. Caps doesn't ult into the play. This is one of my favorite things about Talia, is that you don't have to ult into a play. You can hang around a Fog of War, walk up to the play, and then, because people expect you to ult into a play. If you don't, sometimes catch people off guard. Level 6 gets the stun before it can all out. There's a slight lockout on the Cassante W, which means that you can't do anything. I'm going to quickly take this moment to have some of my tea, because I've been talking so much, I've struggled to actually sit back. Okay. So, Hans manages to get himself with a couple of 3 grubs on top side. This is good from GT. It's good. It's good. And for the first time, you can see the power of, like, how quickly everyone can pile on. I mean, Jinx can fire W's forwards. Once you get level 6, you can get that as well. Talia can combo very well off of the Bel'Veth knockups and then also the Poppy stuns as well. Hey, Vasu, I really appreciate... Is that a 30 streak? 30 month? Jesus, man. Thank you so much for the support. Love you, Vasu. Faker immediately pushes in towards mid again. Actually, hang on. Let me just see what happened with the backline there. So he's level 7 now. So he doesn't manage to get back towards the cannon in time. Can he kill backline now with 1? Can he kill backline in 1? No, he can't. So it actually didn't work that way. So he's not clearing from level 7. He's clearing from level 8. But this will give him overall waves. Does it give him any breakpoints? And it does at level 8. Level 8's now fine, I guess. So there's a brief moment. So at the start of level 7, if you have a demount on ranged minions, you can kill them. I think if he'd gone for a Dark Seal instead of Boots, he should be killing here. Because he went for the Dark Seal. Because he went for Boots, he doesn't end up getting kill threat on it. Huh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Once again, shoves caps under turret. This time, though, because Owner's not out on the map, because no one's out on the map, he can't continue getting ward coverage here. Caps didn't use his ult. This is really important because if Caps uses his ult, it's much harder for him to answer anything onto the map. Goomer and Carrier answer towards top side. They're collecting a wave there. Again, T1 just trying to make sure that they're making sure that the fastest person to the wave gets to collect a wave and then like everyone else can kind of respond appropriately across the map. So on the whole, across the team, they're getting some more XP and gold where they can. However, a really good rotation in the last part of play. I think that the play from Broken Blade on the weak side of the map here was really, really important. You know, we've been talking a lot in terms of how the early phase of the game, T1 have kind of like locked out the mid jungle. That's not the only thing happening across the map here again. I don't want to like make it seem like this. This is actually pretty cool. Faker goes back. He gets himself cooldown boots. Tier 2 boots for early on Ahri. Very nice. It means you can meet the roam easier from someone here. Very quick again. You can see T1 are doing this a lot where they're collecting a single wave, which they did topside, and they immediately move towards bot side. Thanks for following, Nachos. Appreciate it. Okay. What's we got going now? So T1, they haven't got any wards on the other side of the map. Owner's hanging towards Carrier and Goomer's lane again. BB's almost got his ult back, which means he's got a pretty big burst throw onto Goomer. He's level 8 now, so he's clearing minions now. So it's not about the level 7 breakpoint, it's the level 8 breakpoint, which is fine for him. Shipping down a plate here as well, that's nice. They don't have any grubs to give them extra tower pushing power. BB's shown alone top side, Jinx is shown bot side, so you know you've got standard lanes for a little bit. Caps are shown up mid, so they're safe there. Faker has the first roam if he wants to do anything. And they go towards Dragon. Extra wave clear, extra vision control. Okay. And they have a load of wards down river now as well. Now, the reason that can be important, I'm not saying it always is, it just like removes one avenue attack, one for Bel'Veth being in river, because I think Bel'Veth needs to be like around here. And of course this ward here will spot some early entries in here as well. But it spots some of the better wall placements from Talia as well to really cut people off. Owner's level 6, Faker's of course post level 9 as well, so he's really, really strong. You can see that part, so he's actually level 9, hang on. Does Ahri's tails wave even when it's paused? Huh? They do. Hang on, wait. What? Huh? Hang on, sorry, this is important. Huh? Huh? They defy time. They defy time. Incredible. But yeah, so Faker's hit level 9 and has an extra kind of like wave here as well, while Caps is at level 8. So this is going to become quite important later on, because I remember some certain things from this game. We can see that Faker is by far the highest level in the game right now. As level 8 on Caps, he'll hit it in another wave or two, but again, Faker is going to be ahead of him in terms of XP. He's higher level than Broken Blade as well. And this is because T1 have been very good at just catching extra XP across the map, even though they are currently down in gold. Let's have a look at some of these levels. See that Goomer's a little bit behind hands. That's a little bit nasty there. But still, Faker on a champion, which is a very snowball champion, is the sole magic damage on his team. And you're not realistically going to see that much magic damage across here. I think are you even going to see a Merc Treads? I don't even know if they'll see a Merc Treads, you know. Maybe Merc Treads from Poppy, just because you want to avoid, like, the Varasol. But what CC have you got? Varasol and you've got Ahri Charm. What else have you got? Tiny Micro Stun from Cassante, I guess. I can hydrate. I can hydrate. One sec, folks. Oh no, she speaks German. What's the rating? Ahri is Ahri, no matter the language. She's perfect. Zeus gets a good trade up here. How does this inform anything? So, level down from Zeus here. Is there a back advantage? What's happening in terms of individual gold? Spent very similar amounts of gold, so that's not really changed anything here. Gets a good W. That's tower shot. Oh, W bot back into Q3, into ult. Wait, does he? Hang on. Does he can? I want to see what happens with BB here actually. Does he cast his E? Does he try and cast his E? Is that why he has to ult there immediately? So he doesn't have his E right now, so he's CC'd out of it, so he can't cast. No, he doesn't cast it right now. I was wondering if he cancelled it. It's interesting to see that. Oh my god, he just cancelled it. And he cast it then. That's completely fine. Okay, cool. So that means that BB has to teleport anywhere to be relevant. Yeah, things are going well, Genesis. They're going well. Okay, we see Yike on Vision. Always important to see a jungler on Vision. Uses the W. This is actually quite dangerous, because your W is how you avoid stuff. Like, if Bel'Veth dashes forward and casts the W, you kind of want your W to step out of things. However, you do have tier 2 boots to no boots, which means that you have a movement speed advantage. Movement speed advantage on Ahri is really nice. Again, so right here, didn't actually have the W, but just steps out well. Tier 2 boots very helpful there. Owner's hanging around in the backside, backside of this, which is nice. Owner actually... This is really intelligent from Owner. Again, simple thing. Top lane just won a really big trade. He doesn't need help. Bot lane, if you I'm drawing on the minimap right now. I mean, you can see on the screen here. Carry is walking back from base. If you look on the minimap, you can see that Varus is back in base as well. Whee! Look at that fat arrow. Which means that Faker is the only lane that could potentially be attacked or make a play in the game. So Owner just hangs out in Fog of War and makes sure he's in with safeguard grade range. If Yike were to go in, if he actually hits the W and he goes too far, then you just end up like it goes in from this angle. Owner flies in. Carrier can be there in time as well. Really well coordinated with their resets from T1 to make sure that nothing happens. Yeah, just interesting. It's effective reset timing, right? And again, it doesn't have to be anything special. I'm not saying this is world changing, but it's just good fundamentals of League of Legends. I like watching it because I don't get to watch replay files that often. So Faker clears a wave here. Let me just see if there's anything to talk about here. So Caps goes off of Vision. So you saw that Bel'Veth came from bot side of River, went into mid, and he went on their merry way. See that Jinx is pushing up bot side here as well. There is a chance that Caps could walk bot side with Poppy Jinx, if you're looking at the minimap here. I'm drawing arrows on it. And could use an ult to go bot side. Because Caps could walk over here, rock surf down here, get over towards here, and potentially dive Guma on his arrival towards the turret. So you can see that Faker... Let's have a look at this. So Carrier's obviously walking down to meet him as he comes back to lane anyway. Faker is scouting out this path here because there is a chance that Talia could be going towards bot side. Doesn't have to be a high chance, it's just the most valuable thing he can do with his given time at this point. Clears that cannon wave there, and is immediately in position. If there is anything to happen, they just spotted a ward being put down here too. Actually, that's an important thing. Let's just change it over to the other vision control right now. Yeah. So they know that Mickey's obviously in the enemy, in their own jungle. But yeah, Faker is just making sure that there's no shenanigans happening, because if Talia was around here and Mickey was around here as well, there's a chance that a play could be made. So Faker's making sure that he's hanging on the right side of the lane and available at the first point of call. Oh shit, what happened here? Huh? Hang on a second. What happened here? So, hang on. So, they see this ward here. Carrier walks down, sees another ward here. Okay, so I think G2 knew there was a chance that Talia was going to come in. I don't think they realized the threat they were under in a 2v2 sense. Is Mickey maxing W? No, he's maxing Q. Alright, it's the better damage anyway. But there's always a slim chance that you see a Poppy maxing W and stuff like that. It's really annoying when they do. This is just straight level 2. This is straight 2v2. So, they were afraid, I think, of the Talir popping out of Fog of War with an ult. They were not afraid enough of the 2v2. They got a bit cheesed here, folks. Or rather, I'm not going to call it cheese, but they really disrespected the Poppy early damage. Poppy is actually a very damaging champion, with base damages alone. Faker once again, shoving and roaming. Hovers bot side. I think Faker knows as soon as the carry is caught, there's nothing he can do for bot side. There's no point in heading towards bot side jungle to make an even numbers play. Shoves in mid lane again. Hang on a second, hang on. No, they don't see this. So, if you press tab, you can see the number of grubs going up. They don't see that just now. I think they're going towards grubs spawn anyway, because they knew about that. And they just so happen to spot Yike. And what did we say about Faker? Very high level, level 9. I mean, I guess it's... You know, that's not really a relevant point now. All of the solo laners are level 9, but still. Level 9... tier 2 boots to no boots, which means that the move speed advantage is in favor of Ahri over Bel'Veth. And you've got ult for Qs as well, so your mobility in terms of skills is nasty too. Yike has he used his E? He's already used his E, so he's really screwed at this point. He is really screwed. So he doesn't have his E even for damage reduction. Faker, really patient on the charm, knows that the flash is back up, completely fine. Knows that all of the Qs are down now, no flash. No ability to dodge out. Very high mobility from Ahri Lee Sin. This is why, earlier in the game, I mean, maybe it's not fair because they didn't have level 6 at that point, but the point still remains the same, that when you have this kind of level of damage and mobility, you don't want to be playing with no flash against it. So he dies, and what have we seen from T1? Like, completely locked out Bel'Veth from the first few minutes of the game. He goes towards grubs here as well, would love to get those 6 grubs, and because it's Bel'Veth, post level 6, would have really liked to get even just one of them for the evolved form. Doesn't end up managing to do so. Caps can't change this fight even if he was here, but because Faker's had full control over this lane, there's no way of him getting there either. This Caps has been on vision the entire time, man. And they managed to get themselves onto the board here as well, which is really nice. So, Faker gets himself a little bit of XP by helping kill one of these grubs, I think. Well, it's not shared XP, but he ends up helping a little bit more anyway. Zac could jump over, but doesn't really manage to do anything here anyway. Carries are all the same. Wait, what did Guma just ping? What did they just ping here? So there's still this ward here. Guma's just safely farming here. That's completely okay. Wait, apparently just tested again. With 2 dematerializer charges on casters, Dark Seal and Aptome, your breakpoint to one-shot archers around, casters around level 7. That is very good to know. Very good to know. So you need 2 charges on it. Yeah, I thought you wouldn't need all 3 anymore. Anyway, after this kill participation again, of course, you got 2 kills on Ono, who's really strong. And you got Malignance now completed for Faker. So, this is a really big breakpoint for Ahri, where you have tier 2 boots and you have Malignance. These are not necessarily, in this case, with the cooldown boots, and then Malignance over something like a Lich Bane. Not criticizing it here. But it's not the highest damage Ahri, which would be technically Lich Bane and Sork boots in terms of 1 item and 1 boot slot. However, it allows you to play the game very fast, because you have very high cooldown reduction on... Let's have a look at Faker's cooldown reduction actually here, right? Do we even get to see it? His ult is on a 71-second cooldown now. He has all of these items put together. Normally at rank 1, it's around, what, 100 and something seconds or so? Yeah, it's normally around about 110, 120 or something like that before cooldown reduction comes in. I actually don't remember the base cooldown because I always remember it with the cooldown reduction afterwards. Okay. Goom is left to farm alone because they're playing very heavily around topside right now. I'm gonna let it go back to direct to camera just briefly. This is going to be very in-depth, folks. I just realized I've been playing on like base speed for the entirety of this time. Okay. Ooh, just as we go to directed camera, we missed something important. So Faker's shoving and roaming again, sees that Hand Slammer's move towards mid lane. When do they see that? So he walks up now. His AD carry's been farming alone. Sees Jinx now. Because he sees Jinx now, and he sees Caps now pushing in towards bot side as well. I guess he wants to just hang towards bot side. He has a control ward to put down, which he wants to get a control ward down, I guess. Sees that Hand Slammer's walking... He's hanging about in mid lane. The thing about Jinx is that she doesn't actually need to walk up to contribute because she has ults. You know that Mickey is still around bot side. It's unlikely that he's reset because Jinx is on the map. Whenever Jinx is on the map, you know that Poppy's going to be on the map as well. You typically don't leave your AD carry alone on the map. Or rather, it's very rare to have AD carry actually actively on the map. It would be a bit different if Jinx was back here or something. Because the support needs to be around to kind of like structure how the AD carry plays. And surprise! Comes through here. This is really nice from Faker. He drops the control ward, which means that this won't give Mickey vision for E after half a second. But that's still half a second enough to cast down him. So that's nice there. Mickey, Hans gets him placed to go to a W. Gets a charm here, which stops some of the Hail Blades always come through. Doesn't flash away from the ult. Faker doesn't have ult here as well, so he needs to flash over that wall. Still. Okay, alright. Swing and a miss. Faker's down flash, but he still has a teleport to get out on the map. Caps is now happily farming on bot side. This is a win for G2. It means that Caps is now finally in a position to do stuff. Mickey has been a little fucking gremlin for the entire game. He's been really annoying right now. Wait, Minion Dematerializer is gone next patch? Yikes, that means that Ahri players need to think about their secondary runes for once. Interesting. So this is a huge thing. Hang on, sorry. That was me being salty about Dematerializer and stuff. So Faker goes back. He's got a fucking glowing moat. Why would you ever go glowing moat when you could go for a Dark Seal? He doesn't have a Dark Seal yet. You want Dark Seal. Anyway, you know that, sorry, I'm getting off track. Faker pushed up mid. He wanted to go towards bot side to defend against any play going towards bot side. Realistically, now you're at level 9 with Cassante. It's quite hard to make genuinely impactful plays against him because he takes so long to die that you can respond with a cross map somewhere else most of the time. And most of the time, you don't even kill him now. We just saw that, of course, Mickey is still on bot side. Hans is pushed and roamed as well. He can actually be anywhere because this wave is now into turret. So there is every chance now that G2 are going towards bot side for a play. Owner's on bot side, Faker's on bot side as well now. They have a Callista Sentinel going through here to help to a certain extent too. So good ult under turret here to make sure that Caps is taking turret aggro. Callista ult to disengage Guma. And if G2 continue this play, what did we just say? Well, if they didn't manage to kill Ahri, they did manage to kill Ahri. So now Ahri gets to teleport to the play as well, which is exactly what happens actually. We missed the particle there actually in this case. Keria is playing Callista as though she is Thresh, and that is really, really important. Because it means that you can just pull Guma out of anything particularly dangerous. So you get the Callista ult onto him after the combos come through, so they can't finish the kill. Mickey gets some damage onto Keria, but it's split damage. They don't get to finish off one target immediately, which is really annoying. And then because of the teleport into tower here as well, yes, it's onto the Jinx traps, but you still can't engage beyond that point. Faker still has ult as well. So one of the annoying things, by the way, why would you go for glowing moat when you can go towards a Dark Seal and potentially get early kills and snowball off of it? It's quite annoying. Anyway, gets the charm, gets the Q return as well. Hans really doesn't want to flash if he doesn't want to. Good dash out of the shove, brings him out of the damage range of Bel'Veth. Very unlucky to get any kind of Q kill threat there from Ona. But still. Doesn't quite get themselves the Q full up there either. Okay. Faker goes back. His job is done. He gets precisely 1 minion or something. He goes back. Gets himself a Dark Seal. And that's good. Dark Seal is always good. Our Dark Seal is arguably Ahri's best item. So, I think you're getting to the point now where bot laners really want to be mid lane, because it allows them the support particularly to be much more active at this point. AD carries also have enough wave clear now to kind of clear mid waves very effectively, which means that you don't need a mid lane counterpart to just be infinitely wave clearing there as well. Faker is very happy now to shove and roam on side lanes too. Very, very happy to do that. Okay, Faker shoving and roaming, trying to get some vision control. Bot lanes are not going into side lanes. They want the last of the plates on the outer turrets, I guess. Zack's now out of range. I'm gonna zoom way out. Makes it easier to track map rotation. Switching mid lane, mid lane to mid lane again. Faker is T1's strongest member on the map right now. He can shove, he can roam. No one really wants to walk up to him in case Ona's behind them, which is really annoying. Level 11 as well, very powerful for Ahri. More powerful than it is for Talia. This is one of Ahri's strongest points in power. However, Faker's shoving and roaming. What the heck's happening towards topside here? You don't have Callista ult yet. It's only a quarter off cooldown. Mickey fails the... Oh, shit. That's really sad. Mickey fails the wall stun. That's not... That's new map geometry not being nice. Guma should never be walking up here. He's being really disrespectful of a lot of things. Even if it was Zac jumping out here, you can't dodge this way because you're too close to complete like a large movement. And of course, walls are not your friend versus Poppy, which is really annoying. So he has to blow it. That's actually a bad flash as well. I mean, maybe he thinks that he's going to get pop-up, knock-upped by the Poppy, and then that could get comboed into something else. Maybe that's his thought process, but why would you flash? And then not respect... Well, I guess... That's a good sidestep, actually. That is a good sidestep. Fair play. Clear ult comes through. What happens with... Wait, hang on. Why does the clear ult come through then? Okay, so they don't manage to stop that. I guess with no flashes, that would have been a really good moment for them to focus on the bot lane. Ooh. Caps with no ult. Zac's just shown topside. No way for him to interrupt the play. Caps also has no flash as well. Owner and Faker also don't have flash. They can't kind of like flash over the minefield to get the guaranteed CC. This is a very close play. If Caps steps slightly further back, Owner gets to kick him into a charm. That's dead. Especially since you don't have Seraphs as well just yet. You're still stuck on Archangel Staff. Which means you don't have the shield, which makes you hard to kill. Okay, speed it up again. Shoving and roaming. Herald traded for Dragon. That'll be 2 early Dragons now for T1. And now we're getting to the point where now we have bot lane is putting into mid lane. This is really dangerous now from T1 because... So you do have Callista ult, which can be used as a Thrash Lantern. But you have Talia Wall, you have Zaki. Those are 2 really powerful ways for... and heck, even Belveth running behind them can be kind of annoying too. But particularly Poppy Talia too. Poppy casts the wall, or Talia casts the wall, you get the wall stun into it. It's really, really annoying for Varus to protect himself. And we have the Poppy auto going back towards base. Nice. Good stuff. And now this is a really fun point too. So, I don't get to talk about this often, folks. However, what you can see is we are getting Lich Bane Ahri. We're getting Lich Bane Ahri. So, we don't see Lich Bane Ahri in Pro that much. I think it's a damn shame because it is very, very good. However, the core of this build is, in a lot of ways, folks, in a lot of Lich Bane. Again, because we very rarely see it from top player Ahris, especially Faker. He loves to go towards supportive builds, very high on cooldown reduction, very high on kind of just allowing him more charms and more ults to kind of play a faster game, but also set up for team fights while having less carry potential of his own. He's going for an assassin build. Now, he is sole AP on his team. Like, there's no magic damage across his team, really. None. There's a little bit from Varus, right, in terms of his W, but it's not really there because it says the poke Varus. And we already said he is very high XP compared to Caps because of the way that the waves played out in the early game. And you're also going to have a Jinx with very little peel for him. The only shielding you're ever getting onto hands is from, what, a locket being built up from Poppy maybe at some point. Which means that Faker, who's ahead of the game in terms of XP, can jump right at them and start Lich Baning them down, getting huge damage. There is a slight there is a slight problem with this actually. I can tell you, so I can't show you on here right now. But he took Ultimate Hunter instead of Ingenious Hunter. Now what Ult Hunter does, you can see here, right? It's a 1.5 second cooldown for a Sheen proc. When you have full stacks of Ingenious Hunter, it goes down to 50. It goes down to 1 second. So it takes off 0.5 a second, which means that with Ahri's ult cast time, which is what, like a second or something lockout time, or something like that, maybe 2 seconds. It means that you can get yourself a very, very clean combo to to kind of like keep going through Lich Bane procs, especially when Lich Bane is up on the entire like the entirety of that time. It means that you can kind of like immediately assassinate a 0 shield AD carry. And Jinx's defense is normally she stood behind a front line and can outrange you. Not really the case in this kind of game. Ingenious Hunter gone next patch 2. That's so sad. That's so sad as well. Oh, hang on, what happens here? So, bot lane's put into mid lane. You know, we said one of the things that we're kind of afraid of for Varus is that they can get jumped on very easily. There's a Herald here as well. So I think Faker knows he doesn't need to immediately collect a wave. There's no turret being lost here or something. He's trying to stop a Herald play coming through, I think. That's not a very good charm. Wait, do they see? They see him do this. Like, or rather, Faker sees them. Yikes here. He can't really impact the play as well. I mean, it's a good time to actually try this, thinking about it. And again, you are very strong, and Mickey has 0 magic resist, so that's okay. Okay. That's not a good charm. The angle is fine, the charm accuracy is not, so that's kind of sad. Zed's doing well on the 1v1 up there. So, Faker tries on one side of mid, because you can tell that the Herald push is coming at some point from G2. Which is going to be very annoying for them. You still have Varus ult as well, so if you manage to land... this is annoying. So, they have a pink ward here. So, this is not Faker trying, this is now Ono. So, you had one attempt on one side of mid, if you look at the minimap. They have one side and one side of mid. Not that it matters that you're looking at the minimap now. They have a control ward here to make sure that they know that this area, this approach is kind of clean. And G2 don't do their homework in terms of their vision control. Because Caps walks straight into here, assuming that because Faker is on one side of mid, they won't be making a play on the other side. That's exactly what Hona does. Gets a great kick onto Caps here. Outsteps the knock-up, arrow lands. And now Faker at this point can potentially flash ult to just kill at that point, especially with the Sheen proc. Carrier tanks the Poppy ult, which means that Faker is completely fine to make a big play. Caps still doesn't have flash. What's his cooldown on flash on right now? He's 2 seconds on flash. Auto. Bonk. There we go. Blue buff transferred. And now, so if Caps has flash. Now, can't do shit. Faker has an extra couple of ult charges left. Ooh, really nice Varus ult. Forces the cleanse. And now Jinx with no cleanse has to go against a... oh, jeez. If that charm lands, that's actually a full kill as well. Yeah, Faker's charm accuracy has not been fantastic, but the angles are good. This is kind of what I've maintained about Faker. His charms haven't been fantastic in terms of accuracy, but he's been really good at finding the angles to get charms. You know, if he had landed them, they would have been great. You get what I mean? But like, the angles are good. Okay. So that's on ults landed now. No cleanse. Mickey should never be walking up here. What are you doing here? Like, Mickey should never be walking up here. What are you looking to achieve? I actually don't know what Mickey's doing here. He could genuinely die. This is a bad step. Very bad step. This is a bit of a misangled charm, because if you're going here... If you think of the charm hitbox like a circle here, right? If you're charming it along this line, the charm hitbox is going to be what? Like this or something? I don't know. Something like that. That overlaps with a certain amount of the turret. This is going to be really bad in terms of stuff. Like, your charm hitbox is going to be like this, and the turret hitbox is like this. Maybe slightly bigger than that. But either way, there's a point here where, like, the charm hitbox is going through the turret. You don't need any of this bit. This bit here is completely irrelevant. So you should charm on, like, this line so it doesn't overlap with the tower. And that means that Mickey can walk out of it. Because the charm goes into the turret. You shouldn't be doing that. There's no reason to charm into the turret. Mickey has no flash. You're not trying to hit him the other side if he flashes over the turret. So that's just a little bit of a misoptimization by Faker. And if he had caught that as well, because you have poke Varus and poke Callista. Let me just quickly check their cooldowns, thinking about it. So he had Q, and he had... Yeah, they both had Q, so that likely would have been a kill. So Faker, misoptimization, good angle, good timing to do that. Would have punished the mistake from Mickey, but just mis-executed in terms of charming into the turret. You always want to charm so it's not overlapping the terrain, especially if they don't have flash or ways to cross walls. Most of the time. But still, the angle's good. This is kind of what I maintained about Faker. I think his angle, his choice of picking angles has always been very good. You still have cholesterol in mid lane, which means that Goom is completely safe to play like a psychopath if he really wants to, but it's on a long-ass cooldown. Got some cooldown reduction from Carrier. Wait, actually, does any of these give cooldown? No. A little bit from Mobile Glaive, yeah. Owner's hovering the crash as it comes in. I mean, can you realistically defend this? Because Faker doesn't have ult, I don't think you can. I think if Faker has ult, I think you can teleport in. Maybe you could have dropped a ward down here somewhere. That's just not been the case. So Faker pushes in here. They don't drop the Herald in mid at this point. Dragon's not spawning for 2 minutes, so that's fine. We finally get ourselves some resets. Once again, what do we say about T1? Very good at just getting more resources across the map. T1 goes towards bot lane, pushes the wave in. On the whole, I'm not saying this is going to be perfect, it won't happen every time, but I think one of T1's specialties is making sure that they're just getting more farm than the enemy team. They're far better at collecting waves and making sure that it's harder for the enemy team to collect them. Faker feigns a recall, he has, again, level advantage. I want to see what he's doing in terms of his ability order, actually. This is actually something which I don't like to see on RE players. See that he's maxed out W second, so I prefer what Xiaohu does on the champion. And this is what I do as well of a lot of Ahri mains. So he's maxed out W fully second. Ahri is actually very good when you max both of these at the same time. I would prefer this to be 4 and 3 at this point. Because the extra charm duration from can be really, really important. Especially when you're, you know, how many Merc Treads are there? None. Yeah, there's none. There are no Merc Treads. So with 0 CC, I think that the extra charm duration means an awful lot. But of course the W, you really want that to hit a little harder. So often what you'll see RE mains doing is actually putting points into both. You kind of tandem max them. Anyway, he's feigned a recall here too. How much do they know about the map state? How much do they know about the map state here? Because I want to see if Faker can actually find a moment to all in. So Hans is pushing up mid. Do they see this vision plant? Do they see this vision plant? I'm very interested to see if they see this vision plant. So they see his hands pushing up. So they do. They do see that. I'm actually very interested. I'm going to go back again. Because what I'm wondering is, does Faker have enough information to find an all-in window onto Caps here? He does have Seraphs, but he is level 13. He has Sheen. And Caps just uses combo. Yeah, this gets hit right here. You know, guys, if this was me, I would be all-inning for this. Yeah, I'd be all-inning for this. He pushes in another wave instead. I guess he didn't know who hit that vision plant. I might have done it anyway. Dragon's up in 2 minutes. You would have your ult before the next one anyway. You're at rank 2. It would have been nice to potentially force a flash out of Caps at the very least. Still, I think he's playing on the side of caution because he doesn't have enough information as to where everyone is. But when you've just used the minefield, I don't know. I would have done it. I would have done it, chat. I would have done it. He's very far up in terms of gold. Maybe not in terms of spent gold. You know, he's still got an extra 1,200 in bank, but... I think it's also, like, really underestimated how much damage Sheen can add into your combo in mid and late game. Like, at 2 items with the Lich Bane, god damn, you slap. Anyway, Faker plays it slow, takes down the outer turret, extra 300 gold. Once again, Faker has a ridiculous amount of XP and gold compared to... Actually, who's got the most gold in the game right now? 8k? Yeah, he's got less than the Jinx, but way more than everyone else. T1 have a really good vision lines as well now. Makes it so like you've got everything spotted down here. Let's have a look. There is a chance you get someone hex flashing or hopping over this wall and jumping out of here. That's a danger. And there's of course the pink ward in here. So actually, Goom is not as safe as maybe the wards might suggest, just because both of those side bushes are kind of caught out. Carrier recalling now, it's okay right now. If he walks up while Carrier's not completed his recall, that's okay. Now he's actually in a little bit of danger. He has to stand way under his turret. So you see hands. Caps is off the map, that's good, but he does have teleport, so he can turn up to an elongated fight. He needs to be careful here, man. There's no Callista. He might have to blow his flash. Because if Zac was in a good position here, if he was already in here, dead. Unless they had tangential information that he'd already reset. Now they see him. Wait, when was the last time they saw Zac? Oh, no. I call me a liar. They spotted him up here. Because Carrier gets a really good ward here. And they spotted him up here. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. So he's fine. That's okay. He has enough information to make that play. He's spotted again towards topside here. I think knowing where Zac is really important. Yeah, he's okay at this point. They spot him again. Owner can potentially kick him to cancel his E as well. Especially since it takes a while to charge up the max range. Faker's now off of Vision. Wait, what happened with Guma's ult there? So Faker has full Lich Bane now. He's really, really ready to fight. 0 magic resist on the enemy team. That is... well, there is... okay, I'm wrong. BB has magic resist. He has Spectre's Cal at this point, so he has a little bit. Okay. Jinx drives at him. Ooh, he actually gets the Varus ult onto Jinx. Does he hit that? No, he doesn't. If he hits that, that would have been great. If he hits that, that would have been a big chunk out. And that means that suddenly... that is close as fuck, man. Because Owner... hang on, I'm gonna slow this down. So we'll go through this again. So we see this again. How it goes in. So we see this, right? We see this. So he hops in here, and he thinks that he would hop out. Well, he thinks he would hop out here, but he gets a very quick Q over. Owner can't quite get the combo in time to kick him back before he can get the Q off. Because in this position... he can't kick him back. That's a hell of a quick Q from Yike. If he doesn't get that quickly, he gets kicked back. And that would have been dead. And then the follow-up is absolutely lethal. Great punish by Mickey. Okay, and we just said Faker is at his strongest point in the game right now. Very, very strong. So he does have some ability to goose him damage here. BB almost one-shots Carrier. And this is a big thing. If you kill Carrier, you don't get Callista ult. If you don't get Callista ult, Guma dies very quickly. So he needs to be very careful about that now. However, he goes too deep for it. He overestimates. He gets a bit heal baited. This is cute. This is clutch, below. This is clutch. I want you to see this from G2's point of view. I'm actually going to change this in terms of G2's point of view. So, pink ward goes down mid-fight. 1 minion is giving this vision here. Slow this down. The pink ward stops anyone getting a ward over the other side of the wall there, just in case... actually, no, that's not true. Faker chooses a great window of vision here. Let's just go back to this point. I don't think I made the point which I wanted to make. So, we see this. Great punish. I want to see this from G2's point of view. So, he goes forwards here. Pull over the wall. See the pink ward go down here. And then suddenly Faker just blasts over the wall here. Oh my god. And he is again... this is about the strongest point in the game for Ahri. Full combo. Gets the electrocute. Important here as well. You know what? I need to very quickly go back again. Because this is the most important play in the game in a lot of ways. Because this could be used to snowball in a great many ways by G2. Because this could be a huge play. Again, they have 3 grubs. That's nice. It's not the most, but it's something. Now, I'm going to change the view over to Fnatic's... into not Fnatic, Faker's point of view, rather. Does he get the quick... no, he doesn't quite do it. No, he doesn't quite do it. You can do a quick wall dash here. You can do a quick wall dash. And I was just seeing if he'd managed to do it. Shovi's done it a couple of times. Well, once that I remember. It's not something you see... you often end up face planting when you want to do it. It's pretty fast, not quite up. Anyway, double pink wards. Really nice to just make sure that there's no kind of like shenanigans here. Straight onto hands. Ult's over, flashes out so he doesn't get punished by this. Once you get kills, let's just read the description here. When you get a kill, you get an extra 10 seconds on your ult in terms of its duration. 15 seconds base. Because he has a kill, it goes up to 25 total. So now it's going to be, what, an extra... right now he's had it running for like 3-4 seconds. He's got an extra 20 seconds of this one. Still has an ult charge here as well. So he knows that he... so now he's probably got down to... hang on, let's just go back to the timestamp he cast on. When does he cast it? When does he cast ult? 47. So 50. So now, normally this would go until 2005. Now it'll go to 2015 in terms of when that goes through. So right now, he has, what, an extra 20 seconds left from this point. And because of that, He knows, normally, he'd only have 5 seconds. Because he has the extra kill, he has the extra duration to make a fucking great play where he teleports back here. Which is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane, honestly. Teleports to here, absolutely fantastic. The only reason he can do... In fact, he would have got this timing barely, because we said it was around 20:05. But he has such an extra window of error that he can do this regardless. This is such a clutch play, actually. He teleports to... There is actually a ward down here. Yeah, there's the ward here. I think it's because I changed vision controls, and the spectator got a little bit weird. But normally this, the ult duration would last until about 20:05. Oh! That's why it's gone. Hang on. I just realized something really fucking cool. Really fucking cool. So, whose ward is this? Tell me whose ward this is. Tell me. Whose is this? Does anyone know? Where does this come from? Anyone? No. I think this ward belongs to... Hang on, let me just go back and see who placed this last. Who places this shit? This is super important. Who places this? I need to know. I don't care. Show me who placed the ward down. Who puts this? Who puts this here? Tell me. Tell me. Who puts this on? Who puts it down here? Is this Faker again? We went way back. Zeus puts it down. So this is Zeus' pink ward. Okay, cool. And then we got the Herald push after. We've already talked about this. We've done a lot of this. Loads of pings. Ah, noise. This again. So we get back into this fight again. So now, Zeus still has 1 pink ward in inventory. Zeus wants to put a pink ward somewhere down in this fight. So watch this. He waits until Faker channels his teleport before putting his ward down. So he waits now. Faker has started channeling his TP. Zeus puts a ward down. Because the teleporter has already started, it will complete. So if he'd put this down earlier, Faker couldn't teleport. So Zeus waits until Faker starts channeling his teleport before putting this ward down, and then he gets his play off here as well. That's fucking cool. That's cool. It's a minor thing, folks. It's kind of small. But it's just really fun that he waited until Faker had started channeling his TP before putting that ward down because he wanted to get control of that brush. Just to make sure that if there was any kind of counter engage, you can't auto-attack people in this brush. They'd have to put a pink ward down themselves or put a ward for a momentary moment of vision. Faker goes through, has the extra duration from his ult anyway. Faker's ult runs off. Oh, that's so fucking cool. You can actually see at this point, Faker's ult goes on cooldown. I was wrong in terms of my calculation, I think, by the way. I think I was wrong on it. I think it's 10 seconds extra from the point of the kill. So his ult would have run out. Holy shit. That is so close. Faker manages to use the very last kind of remaining dregs of his ult to get that play. So cool. So cool. That's really fun. It's not... It could have been a happy coincidence, folks. But I'm going to say it's probably not. Maybe. So now, Faker's looking to kind of like clean up some kills. Does he cancel that dash? Because you can cancel Zac E with Charm, of course. So. And now because of this fight, he's got 6 Dark Seal stacks as well. So he's very, very happy. Does he cancel this dash? No, he doesn't. He cancels it. It casts a bit late. And he stands next to the wall, so not great positioning there. But can we see what Top saw? He would have seen it in Fog of War because it was a pink ward. Is Caps dead that? Yeah. Let's go back again. Okay. So they should have been able to see the TP in Fog of War. Okay. I reckon he's not looking... So you can see it here, right? Because it's on a pink ward, you can see it in Fog of War. So he spots this, he's heading back. He should see it. Oh, there's no way he doesn't see this, right? Unless he was just keeping an eye so closely on this situation that he wasn't looking back over here. Whoops, wrong way. Wrong thing. Maybe he wasn't looking over here because the fight was over here. I guess maybe he just didn't expect that teleport. Let me just see if he saw the start of... Let's just see if he sees the start of this. Okay. Is he out of vision? When's he out of vision? Yeah, he sees him. Yeah, he sees him. So he knows he's teleporting somewhere. Where are the blue pings? He should have known. He should have known, folks. He should have known. Just so happens to be there. Caps walks into it. Yeah, I think Caps... So this is the thing you'll often see people do. So for instance, if this is going to be a bit of a... So I've seen this on some point of view before. I'm trying to remember if it was Eluoya doing this before, or maybe it was... It might have been Kaiser. I don't know. Shit, actually, was it? Might have been... I think it was on Rogue, actually. If you're pushing up here and you're expecting a flank from a teleport, what you'll see, this is going to look really weird for a second, folks. If this is... So let me... This is like, what, your regular, kind of like... This is like how normal camera kind of length is. Someone will click on the minimap and they'll be looking like this, and they'll just be looking for a red line. They'll be just like this, looking for a red line. Like that. That's how you look for teleports on control boards. That's how you look for it. If you think a teleport timing is coming, you do this. And it looks really weird. Obviously, it's going to be... Sorry for the motion sickness here. But that's basically what happens when you've got teleport flankers in a lot of ways. So if you see someone... If you think they're teleporting to a control board or it's like a cannon or something, you literally just say like... Like, you're literally looking here to see if there's any red lines for the teleport ward. That's what you end up doing. Anyway, let's keep going. So, continuation of this play down here. Wait, what do we good? What do we do? Oh yeah, this is the last bit of this bit anyway. Yeah, cool. Mickey almost gets another kill here, which is insane. Also, I think that BB's been doing really well on the Zac too. He is a very talented Zac player. I think that Alfari has trained him well. Okay. So, Jinx Rocket very nearly clears up another couple here. That would have been nasty. If you kill even one of these people, it's really nice. Particularly because Baron's up at the same time. It means that you wouldn't be able to take Baron, but you would be able to go onto the top side of the map and get some vision control. So, T1 has great vision down to the bot side of the map. Well, okay, it's not, you don't have wards like, onto enemy jungle camps like this, which is obviously pretty big just to see people kind of crossing through one area map to the other. Not that camps last very long, you don't really get to see people farming them, but... Goom is very low mana, he needs to back ASAP, because I think T1 needs to be very aware now, there is a chance of a revenge Baron, where you lose a big play and you... Because T1 have just been playing on the bot side of the map, they have all of their vision there, they don't have any wards around here. So, because Goomer is so low mana, and he's... I think he's made a mistake here. Because... there is a chance that they now start this, because Goomer cannot impact the next fight. He needs to recall, and then he needs to get back out on the map. It's not Hexgate, so it's harder to get it back out on the map, which means that he can't influence the next play. Let me just see if I'm right. So Mickey's here. They're getting red buff. Okay. So no, okay. We're okay. We're okay. That's fine. I was wondering. I guess they do have some ultimates. They don't have the Jinx ult. I think that they maybe could have rushed Baron there. Is Alfari working with G2? No, he's not. No, he's not. He's just helping. He's helped BB in terms of individual lane matchups. He taught BB Zac. He played like 200 laning phases against him and practiced 200 lanes against him. Something like that. That's what I was hearing. So the legend goes. So T1 successfully get their resets off. They have full mana on Goomer. He's got a tier, so it's very hard for him to run through that mana as well. What's Ahri doing? Hello. So Ahri has no teleport, wants to be on the top side of the map because you can quickly respond towards this. This is a mistake. This is a mistake. You should not be going for needlessly large rod. How much did this cost? That costs about 1,250 gold. How much does this cost to upgrade? 1,150 gold. It is very important to get yourself post 10 stacks on Medjai's in this kind of build. It's very nice to get that. We already said, you know, looking again, look at the XP, level 14, Caps has been kind of starved of some XP. He has no magic resist, he has Saros, but that's whatever. And of course you've got Handsammer as well, who is not building magic resist and won't get any shielding this game at all. If you get to the point where you're on Lichbane 10 stacks, and then you Lichbane and then you get Medjai's 10, you have permanent 18% movement speed. Also, when you go past 20 minutes, you get yourself red buff. So if you get the slow on the enemy champions, and then you also manage to get like this beyond 10 stacks when you go to Medjai's, you get 18% buff. What's the slow on red buff? I'm actually not sure the exact slows. Anyway, it is a slow. It means that the move speed differential is so much, you are realistically blowing flash, or you're blowing flash or cleanse, as soon as Ahri jumps at you. And also a big thing with this build is that when you have Lichbane, your auto attacks do so much damage, and just jumping in with like Alt, W, Q, auto, electrocute on top of that too, that's probably going to take you beneath half HP. Actually, at this point, it's definitely going to take you beneath half HP because you have 0 magic resist. The Lichbane adds so much extra damage in that you can be patient with your charm. The best Ahri players in the world are patient with their charm. We'll see this a little bit later, where you can walk in and it means that you have to flash away while Ahri still has 1 or 2 charges of ult left and can still, in some cases, flash on you as well, which means that you can kind of use that move speed differential to kind of walk down as well and then make sure you're in a very dangerous position. Anyway, so Faker's now staying on the top side of the map because he wants to be in range for potential Baron plays. Start scouting out the Scribe's Bleams as well. This is really nice again. This is nice. Very good information to just make sure that G2 don't have kind of flanking walls. I wonder if this kind of play is from... I don't know why you'd exactly sweep in this direction. It means that you G2 would be able to spot out if Ono is heading through a lane. It also means they'd have teleport wards, particularly for BB to do flank teleports at this point. Okay. Oh, okay. So, Faker goes to clear that top side. There's a lot of control wards, so G2 shouldn't know that Carrier is away from Guma, do they? So they see nothing. They see nothing. Okay. So Guma walks up here. He has Flash. Carrier has ult. He has Edge of Night as well. So Broken Blade comes in here. Is he going to blow the spell shield? He is. As soon as he blows that spell shield, Guma knows he's in a bad spot. How does Carrier position with regards to this, actually? I want to see when Carrier heads back, so I'm going to zoom out even more. Which way does he start heading as soon as Zac jumps? So, they spot Yike. Oh, he's already over here. Yeah, so he has no safe, like, proper safe way back. He also doesn't... I think, basically... Carrier doesn't want to head back through this channel because Yike's already shown, and Yike could potentially Q, then... W to get another Q, that would probably be death. So he wants to head back through this path anyway, but it does mean that it means that there is this is a hell of a good timing window from G2. This is a hell of a timing window from G2. Because Carrier is not close enough to save Guma. Not at the start of this. Great timing. They have the Poppy Talia. He needs to be very, very close. He needs to flash immediately. I wonder... Yeah, Mickey doesn't get hit quite in time. That is the W knock up there as well, but before the shove come through, Carrier gets the ult out anyway, so they don't quite manage to close the play. But this is the best timing they could have had onto Guma. Now you have the wall, the minefield is down. Zeus is teleporting in somewhere. Where's he teleporting to? He's teleporting into the front of the play, I guess, or into here. We don't get to see the I think the spectator gets a bit weird with this. So now minefield is down. Kick onto Yike basically just to see him and get the damage. Yike still doesn't have any damage, any flash in this point, but he has gone into Zac. Ono needs to flash out like ASAP, which he can't do. Faker gets a dash forward, gets to start using his Lichbane as well now. Okay, not a great Q, but that's fine. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid, guys. I hope that's something insight as well. We have the replay files from T1 v G2, so we were just going over kind of like perspective of T1, really, in terms of... Because I'm an Ahri main, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Ahri gameplay as well here. Right, so this is one of the big plays. In fact, with that in mind, let's go back to the start of this fight so you guys don't miss out as much as well. Let's go right back to the start of this. So where were we? Right, so one of the big things here... Callista is working basically as a Thresh Lantern for Gimyushi, has a spell shield as well. They have T1 have really good vision control in terms of control wards. Now what this means is with the control wards and with the sweepers that have gone through, T1 are pretty confident that they don't think that Carrier has been seen. If Carrier is known to be this far away from Guma, obviously it gets a bit problematic because people jump onto Guma. However, somehow through, I guess, tangential information, G2 find this timing window where they know that Carrier is away from Guma, which is obviously very dangerous. Yike is spotted here. I'd imagine that Carrier thinks that Yike is kind of coming into this area potentially to use a sweeper and use a control ward. So Carrier doesn't want to walk through this path. That's really important. That's a really important piece of info because what that means is that Carrier doesn't, after kind of sweeping through... Oopsies. After sweeping through here, doesn't walk back the quickest way towards mid lane and back towards his AD carry where he can lantern him out to safety basically. He works all the way around. He walks all the way around. Because Yike is entering river here, it kind of mind games Carrier to walk this way instead of walking quickly back to mid. Because Carrier is not walking quickly back to mid, it means they find a timing window. Broken Blade comes in. This would stop, of course, like a kind of like a big kind of ult coming in to blow the spell shield. BB still blows the spell shield with his Q, and that's why things get really, really spicy. I think that Mickey maybe could have had a better timing. Let me just have a look at that, actually. Let me have a quick look at that. How quick was Mickey to this play? This is really tricksy, you know, because Zeus just went bot side as well. But Zeus just went through bot jungle, and you would have thought maybe he would have ran into BB, but that's not been the case. So BB comes out of here. Where's Mickey? How long does it take Mickey to come out of here? It's only a second. But that second does mean quite a lot. Because what you're looking for is a Poppy E onto the wall if at all possible. Because if he was a second further forward, what would he be like here? He doesn't have flash. Okay, I don't think that actually means that much. I don't think it means that much. Spell shield's been blown. Caps maybe should have held onto his combo. But I guess they're trying to finish the kill so quickly. And he can still combo him back into the rocks anyway. Anyway, the play doesn't happen in time. Carrier gets to effectively lantern him out. And he's safe. With a decent amount of HP that he can still keep fighting. Because it's Poke Varus as well, you can fight from very high HP. Or very low HP, rather. Because you don't have to be within enemy auto-attack range. You can fight with arrows from the other side of the fight. Fake has no teleport. He's coming back here. Zeus teleports into the fight as soon as the wall is cast. No flash on Belveth. Instant kill because Ona managed to get him there. Even if they managed to survive, Faker is in position to kind of clean up. And what we were saying just before, Lichbane gives some really nice stats in terms of move speed. I know it's in German. I don't speak German either. This was a bit of an issue when I was downloading it. But still, it gives you the extra 8% Laut Tempo movement speed, which means that you're just a little bit quicker, especially when you get your W for the extra 40% movement speed as well to really chase down targets. He's at his strongest point in the game. This should have been Medjai's. This needlessly large rod, that gold should have gone towards a Medjai's completion as well. When you're fighting big plays like this, it's so important. Anyway, dashes forward, has charm, strongest point in the game. They do get a really good return kill onto Ona, but Zeus is immediately in the backline. This E would normally win a big fight, but the Q3 is just absolutely monstrous. And Faker gets to reset beyond this point, i.e. that Q is going to Narnia, man. That's going nowhere. That was going absolutely nowhere. Slow down a little bit. So... second charm. Team red buff as well. This is actually another important thing. You have a team red buff at this point. Both teams have it. But because T1 are the ones chasing them down, team red buff means that cleanup fights are much nicer. Because the retreating team doesn't want to turn around and auto-attack you. Because you have plenty of ranged champions. You can get lots of on-hit slows from the red buff very well. And Faker's going to walk away with an absolute ton of everything. You have flash on caps, but it just ain't enough at this point, I don't think. Again, the extra movement speed from W and from Lichbane means it's much easier for you to chase down plays. And the monster energy drink blast kind of makes it even easier at that point too. I guess Mickey's the only one that makes it out alive here. Does he even make it out alive? Maybe. I mean, he has Deadman, so maybe you can. Can you get the monster energy drink? Can you get the monster energy plant? He can. Okay. So he's out. Mickey's alive, but at what cost? So now, this is one of my real pet peeves. I guess they couldn't predict this big fight, but since you're in your strongest point in the game, you don't necessarily need the extra 70 AP that comes from a raw needlessly large rod. The gold can be used to upgrade Darksteel into Medjai's, which does give you some AP anyway. And it means that when you're at your point of power, you are more likely to accelerate beyond your point of power to then kind of get yourself into a genuinely game-winning advantage when you have Lichbane post 10 stacks Medjai's as well for the permanent 18% move speed and the huge amount of damage which comes through that as well. Because he spent the money on the needlessly large rod, it means that Faker doesn't get maximum value out of the Dark Seal, which is not something which a lot of pro players do. The only one which consistently does is Knight. Knight is the only person who will even blank buy Medjai's. He's very happy with that. Either way, I am a little surprised that T1 didn't just turn towards Baron, but I guess with no smite and Yike respawning because they died a little earlier, maybe they were just not wanting to risk that. Anyway, so T1's going back towards sidelines. How much gold have they got in pocket? 1.5, 1.5. Zeus is recalled anyway. Okay, so there's not really much for them to reset and spend at least. Well, they can reset and spend, but Fake's about to get his teleport up anyway, so he's happy not to fight, but just to clear an extra wave. Again, I think T1's wave management is really good. Really good. G2 Handsama Jinx is unterwegs. On the way, I guess. This is how I'm going to learn German finally, isn't it? Zach, Ahri, lebendig. Or lebendig. This is how I'm going to learn German finally. Okay. So Faker actually chooses not to finish Magi's, and he goes towards the Banshees instead. I do like Banshees in this build. I do. Compared to... So, I haven't done an Ahri call-out post in terms of pros being bad at building Ahri on this patch. Partly because it's not as bad as last patch. In terms of the difference between a good Ahri build and a bad Ahri build, it's not as bad. Now, if everyone was building Cosmic Drive, it would be, and I'd be losing my shit over it. But I think that, particularly when you're going towards defensive items like Banshees and Zhonya's, they still give you 120 Fähigkeitsstärke, ability power, rather. Sorry, you know, I'm mixing my languages now. But this is still giving you 120 AP, and one of the huge things is, remember, oh my god, this is even bigger now. Level 15 to level 13. Caps cannot, in any conceivable world, walk up to Faker now. If he casts the Minefield while Spell Shield is up, Faker can actually dash through the Minefield with Banshees, and I'm pretty sure, it's the way that I remember it anyway, it then uses up the stun portion of the Minefield, because that spell has then been immune. It's absolutely huge. You also have just the better combat stats against them. You know, there's AP from the, there's magic damage from Zac, magic damage from the Talia. You can walk into either of those lanes, and if they try and jump on you, you just have the raw stats to deal with them. And then after that point, once you've gone through the Minefield, you have, again, the extra movement speed from your Lich Bane and from your W as well. Particularly if you get Magi's too. You can just run at them, and there is no conceivable way for Talia to outplay you unless you outplay yourself. You would have to, like, dash into a Q and then get hit by a shove, which is not great. But basically at this point, Caps will get run down by Faker unless he has teammates nearby. So I think this branch style is very nice. What this also means is that... so G2 are probably looking to play around, you know, big, well, I say big front lines, yikes, not really a front line, but they're looking to have a couple of people in front of Handsama. And typically you would think Talia E and the Poppy W are enough to stop Faker. However, only one of them is going to be on the same side of the team fight to Faker. And if you can if you can dash through a Poppy W, again, just use up your Banshees to use up the CC, you are probably making it to Jinx anyway, despite the front line. At least if I'm an Ahri player and I see a Jinx with a Poppy and a Talia in front of them, and I kind of like use my Banshees to get past one of them, I'm pretty happy that because Jinx is going to have 0 shielding and 0 magic resist, again, 0 magic resist, 0 kind of defensive items in this build, not that you can in this game, you need to kill the Cassante and a bunch of other things. I'm one-shotting the Jinx. I'm removing the win condition from the other team, which is absolutely huge, absolutely huge. Okay, so Faker has teleport, very happy to be on the other side of the point. Now, this is another thing which T1 have been doing very well, actually. They've been alternating in mid-game which teleport they're using. Again, this is not a unique thing, I just wanted to call it out anyway. It means that they always have one global on standby, which means that they're never without globals to respond to a play. Zeus is going to press W on this, but again, even if you're looking for this now, Faker can come back in. Does he have W? Hang on. Yeah, he does. But he's tanky as balls. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you ain't killing this guy easy. You ain't killing this guy easy, folks. So... do we have Kalista ult again? Yes. Having Kalista ult up means that Goomer is so hard to get a hold of. Not that he's doing much here anyway. He's going to get himself Muramana on this back, I presume. Or, yeah, there we go. Cool. Because everyone showed on top side, Faker is very happy to move towards bot side. Another thing with this build, if you do leave Ahri alone long enough in a side lane, you have 3 grubs here, that's nice, but you have the Lich Bane as well. He actually teleports out of danger. It doesn't show on here because the spectator's bullshit, but he stays a little over long, and he has to teleport out to safety, and which is fine. I think that's okay. Where does he teleport to? He teleports to mid lane. Because he teleports to control wards, there is a chance they saw it in Fog of War, because... you know, let me change over to... I'll change it over to the other... whoopsies... I'll change over to the other perspective. So they initially made that play in top river. They group up to push mid. Immediately head towards bot side. They see Ahri on the wave, so they know that he's they know that Faker's a little overextended. And they can see it in Fog of War here, right? They can see it here. Whether they did, I don't see any blue pings. I think, yeah, it's quite hard, because I would imagine they thought he was maybe teleporting back to Nexus turrets or something. because typically, or an inner turret or something like that. But he just so happens to teleport into mid lane. Immediately, again, one of the big things that it feels really good to play as Ahri when you have like the W move speed and Lichbane and Medjai's when that comes later as well. The extra move speed is really nice. Whereas move speed right here is what, 646 for a brief moment, 404. You got an extra 200 move speed over your AD carry, which is really nice. Gets himself back into position. Puts down a pink ward, actually backstabs a little bit just in case he thinks that T1 had actually quickly gone down river and come back up and they were still sat in that brush. He has the Banshees to check it. Guma has a Edge of Night as well. Because he gets back here in time, there is a 0 magic resist Poppy, which is so dead, man. How much damage has he done? Only 1400. Actually not been doing that much champion fighting, I guess, but... Does he get nothing, though? Yeah. About 100 damage, though, to Zac, which is nice. Anyway, really good kill into Mickey. They don't have a Poppy ult now, which is annoying as balls. And now suddenly G2, this is now, G2 have kind of like played their hand. And this is, even from just seeing this point of view, what did G2 just do? G2 just, if we're gonna like draw it on big things, they just pushed up mid and they went down bot side to try and catch Ahri. Because they went down bot side to try and catch Ahri and then they were retreating back through here, where can't they be? Even before they started rotating over here, there is no way for G2 to have gone topside and got any semblance of vision control, or get themselves into position around here. Because they pulled themselves to the bot side of the map, T1 immediately go towards the Baron. Faker can position here as well. He has ult. Again, Faker is the most powerful person on the map right now. Because of his level advantage and his item build being very strong at 1v1ing a lot of key carries. Gets some damage off of Zac. Smite away from the spell shield means he'll have to blow ult, but it's something, right? Actually also means if they finish Baron within 15 seconds, they could have potentially gone towards doing that without a smite as well, but they can't kill it in time. They have a poke Varus. They're not very good at DPSing down the Baron. In fact, actually, these are three of the... These three are really not good at killing Baron. Like, Cassante is not good at killing objectives. Poke Varus is very slow at killing objectives, even though if he kind of cycles through 3 hits of his W passive and then onto kind of popping with his abilities is not great. And then it's a support Kalista who's gone for poke as well, so it's not the best there either. You can see it's actually quite slow at taking this down. Owner's walking onto pink ward, so he's completely fine to look for a flank. Realistically, they're looking to force G2 into an awkward spot before Mickey can come back out. Faker is again holding on to the last part of his ult here. Playing blocker. Force the Q out of Yike. Would have been nice to catch him, but that's whatever. Zone's caps out a little bit. What's his Q down? What's his E cooldown at right now? 5 seconds? Can't really impact the fight now, which is a bit of a shame. Very slow Baron, but it doesn't matter. It's a slow Baron, but it's still a Baron. Zaya still has all out. Oof. I mean, they just don't get to kill Zeus in the way that they want to. Not quickly enough anyway, but this is still a slow Baron. Because it's a slow Baron, they don't get to retreat here very well. What did we say earlier about in terms of killing carrier? This is not a flash charge onto the AD carry. This is a flash charge onto the AD carry's free Tom Kench ult / lantern / whatever. If you kill carrier, you can't kill Gumayushi very easily. Or rather, like if you don't kill a carrier, you can't kill Gumayushi very easily. So immediately Zeus gets himself to safety, 1. Also saves carrier on the other side of this too. Faker has no ult, so they know that's fine. The strongest person on T1 can't really do much here. This is an overengaged by Owner. This is a huge overengaged by Owner. Realistically, I mean, he's maybe looking for a flash kick, but I think that's an overplay. That is a huge overplay. That's a good flash charge in so many worlds, but this is not quite enough follow-up, man. So close. If he does that while BB has E... Yeah, I think he does that a little too early, you know. I think he does that a little too early. Maybe he thinks he has the damage to kill carrier, but it's still quite sizably off, actually. And then Owner stuns himself and gets himself completely killed. Yeah, I don't know about that, Owner. And then suddenly, you've killed the Bel'Veth, but the Bel'Veth like, is not a champion. It's not worth killing to kill a Bel'Veth here. Not really. And then you've got an excited Jinx who's very happy to play this. How much gold have they got? 11k? Yeah, so that's still very fed. Now, how much mana does Faker have? 149. Use the W. He still has enough mana for Charm. How much do they see here? So he has 148. So he has enough for his ult and a W, and that's it. Q is a lot of mana. You could also W and E. I think Faker makes a mistake here. What's the cooldowns on Guma looking at? He has everything, including his W. I think Faker makes a mistake. Because Faker can cancel the Zac E with his. There's no... Faker's making a mistake. He's making a decision here. You have double flashless bot laners. They can't reposition. Carrier does have enough mana for ult. I wonder... Let's have a look. He has way more than enough mana from this. I wonder if Carrier should... I wonder if they're trying to cut their losses and say, don't use anything important, just run. Because Faker's level 16. His ult's on a 38-second cooldown, folks. 38 seconds. Basically non-existent. By the time he resets and gets back out onto the map, he'll have it. Maybe he says, look, good luck, folks. I'm out. Whereas Carrier's ult is, you know, it's still quite long compared to this point in the game. Faker could have stayed and tried to cancel BB's jump. Faker still ults forward though. And Carrier uses ult. No, if you're using ult there, you have to stop the knockup. If they were trying to cut their losses and say, look, let's just not use anything, you have to ult him out of the Zac E. You have to cast it now. Like now. He's not making it out of this. The minions are in front of him. He doesn't have Ghost and he doesn't have enough movement speed. He should have cast that ult already. As soon as he sees the shadow on the floor, Carrier needs to ult that. Because if Guma doesn't get that damage onto him, I reckon he can kill here. I think that's a mistake by Carrier. He also could have maybe repositioned to even kill Caps, you know. Or kill Hands. I mean, maybe you don't want to take the fight around here because Hands maybe gets excited. Faker's got enough movement speed. He gets this Honey Fruit on Chemtech as well. This doesn't even slow you down. In fact, I think it gives you a slight movement speed. I'm not sure if it gives you a move speed boost, but it gives you a slight... it doesn't slow you down anymore. Anyway, he's going to have his ult back now. So that's not really a factor. Mistake by Faker here. He shouldn't be buying... again, he shouldn't be buying the Needlessly Large Rod. Because you already have 10 stacks on your Dark Seal, this has to be a Medjay's. It has to be a Medjay's. It is so valuable at 10 stacks. It's also gold efficient at 10 stacks as well, in case people are like worried about low stack Dark Seals. Even below 10 stacks, it's fine. But at 10 stacks is where it breaks even in terms of gold, which is completely okay. Okay. So now, obviously they don't have their bot lane. They can't contest towards the dragon. They're here maybe to just hold G2 accountable and just see if they can get themselves a cheeky pick on the side. Because Faker is here. I think Faker, you know, he knows he's very strong. He has his ult back already. He's just seeing if anyone will have like a crappy retreat path. See Poppy. See the Zac. And at this point he's like, there's nothing I can really do here. But whatever. Whatever. It's completely fine, really. Bit of a swing and a miss, but it's not a huge opportunity cost. Okay. See Caps heading towards top side. Because you see Caps heading towards top lane without teleport, G2, T1 immediately run down here. You know that he doesn't have ult as well. So Caps being spotted there is actually quite worrying. And Faker still has his Baron buff, so he can immediately do this. Caps is trying to probably de-push top lane to make sure that T1 can't get like a huge play. By the time they see everyone pushing down bot lane though, I'd imagine Caps has stopped his run towards top side and is going bot side instead. Yeah, so instead of going top side, he goes towards mid lane instead. His ult will be coming back soon. Really good timing from... It's a good timing from Faker. That's one of the things here. Like, he ults forward and he misses. What did we just say? His ult is really not on a cooldown. If he gets a charm here before Caps can get in towards ult range, this is a huge play. So, it's not the worst play ever. It's a good timing. Sadly, Mickey was always going to be out of range there. What target could he have played here? He has Charm Flash. Does Charm Flash change anything? Let's slow this down. So, Mickey's there. Hans has Flash and he has ult. There's no point going for BB. Mickey's the easier target here because he doesn't have any of that. So, if you charm straight along this line... Mickey's still got Deadmans and Swifties though, so he's really, really fast. Yeah, and he has W. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of hard to get that one, actually. Saves his Banshees by dodging backwards. If Mickey doesn't press W or he steps a little further forwards, he dies. Whatever. It's like a 30-second cooldown. That's the right timing to do it because, however, what this means is now that's missed, your all-in threat is gone, so Caps doesn't have to go towards bot side, he sticks in mid as well, which means that because T1 only have one Baron buff, they have to push in one lane. They can't stick around in multiple. Oh, right, get Baron push in multiple lanes. And that's whatever. So, Faker, how much gold has he got? Not enough to buy anything, but he does get the Empowered Recall to push out another wave. He is the only person with a Baron buff at this point. God damn, he's so strong, man. So strong, actually. So they pushed in. They didn't get bot lane. They didn't manage to get bot lane in a turret, but they did put down a couple of wards here, which is quite nice. So no, it's a little easier to track champion movements. They see hands, which means that they can use that information for something, I presume. How did I get these replays? I have a friend who got them for me. I have a friend on a team who showed me these. And I've been told it is completely fine for me to use these as well. They're not like public available, but yeah. If you know the right people, you can get them, basically. Right, so. Not much left here. So we actually saw the cholesterol blown again. What cooldown is it on now? 64 seconds. Giver's walking up pretty far. Owner's recalling. Not the biggest thing. Does Owner stop his recall? No, he doesn't. Yeah, he does actually. Huh. Again, I think G2 have been doing quite well at making sure the cholesterol is kind of not available to them readily. No worries, Luffy. No worries. Okay. Vega has teleport. Again, he's just resetting for the quick reset and the home guard so we can get out on the map easier. It's quicker than actually like going. So this is what they used to do on Pro View, by the way. They zoom out all the way. It's quicker for Faker to recall and then walk out onto the map than it is for him to walk like this. Just because it's like a 4-second recall and then the home guard's out here, it's really quick for him to get back instead of like sending the... How long would it take to walk from here? What, 20 seconds or so? 30 seconds maybe to get up towards top lane. Slight optimization. Yeah, Baron, when you get Baron buff, one of the big things is it's just much quicker to reset and get out onto the map too. Even if you're not pushing, it's quicker to get you into position to push. So now Faker has teleport up on top side. Loads of vision from G2 members on the bot side. They see Mickey, they see BB, which are two of their big forcing members to engage stuff. Owners hanging around Faker, because again, this is a really high kill duo now, so if anyone shows top side, it is Dej. Faker clears waves in one set of spells. Basically. Well, one cooldown after. Cap shows top side. He's been pushed in there. They're also stopping G2 getting opportunities to head into their side of the jungle. Because if they get into their side of the jungle, obviously it's... that's where they can start dropping wards and maybe get some extra flanks onto Guma. I think Guma's done a pretty okay job of staying safe with Carrier. They're basically using it as a free get out of jail free card, which normally Varus doesn't have. Varus is so hard to... so easy to catch, rather. So hard for him to escape a lot of this stuff. Okay. See if I can get a bit more now. So. Now we get the Medros. So you have... yeah, so you get yourselves like a load of AP from that, but then also it's the 10% loud tempo. Move speed. And this as well. So permanent 18% move speed. What's his base move speed now? 356. Or like... Wait. 452? What's Owner's at even? Oh, Owner's got Gust Walker. That's not fair. 404. So he's got like an extra 50 move speed over a lot of stuff. Actually, the what I should really be checking against. So, Caps, when he's around terrain, gets 493. Jinx is on base 388. So 388 compared to, you know, when you've got W, of course, that's much higher. I want to see what's off that. Oh, he's also on the cloud zone as well. Oh, no, it's not. It's Chemtech. 452. 375. Yeah, like you have huge move speed advantage over these two now. It doesn't seem like a lot all the time, but when you're playing it, if you have to walk away from Ahri who's walking at you, it is very, very nasty. Very, very nasty. Because it means that she can hold on to Charm a lot longer. If she presses W, you are in a bit of shit. And as we were saying earlier, if you get red buff, it's really, really annoying as well. Hang on, I just want to see something real quick here. Oh, hang on. Do we get to see it here? So, this is actually a quick thing for Lichbane. So, Lichbane gives you... You'll see it down here, in this little text at the bottom here. You get 50% Angriff's tempo attack speed. You get extra 50% attack speed when the proc is active. The proc isn't used up on wards. What this means is that you will get permanent 50% attack speed when attacking wards if you have the Lich Bane available, as long as you don't auto-attack something else. Because the charge isn't used up, which means you get 50% attack speed to clear wards. Really nice, actually. Really, really nice. It allows you to clear wards really quickly. So right here, doesn't use up the Lich Bane proc. And he would still have 50% attack speed. Really, really nice. Okay, hiding back between that, behind their pink wards. Making sure that they're not able... So, Faker's still protecting his Banshees. Completely on pink wards. He can dash over here and potentially get a flash out of caps or something. Onto Yike. Gets it onto Yike. I guess they were afraid of BB breaking up their combo if they went here. And if you get your spell shield popped by, say... If Yike smites you and then caps gets a combo, you're not in great spot. So he doesn't want to go, like, full send. I wonder if he could have just killed Yike there, though. Maybe. But still, you can see like that's a bit of a damage check. Faker does some mad damage. Oh, okay. Let me go back to Faker T1 point of view. I think he will one-shot either of these people if he's in position for it. Sees BB. Ah, it's a wasted charm. This is nice if you can get it. If Ono is in with like melee range of BB, he can stop him Eing over. I think Ono makes a mistake here. I think Ono makes a mistake. Because if Ono follows that Q, he can kick BB out of his windup of his E. Because the Q winds off, it means that BB makes it into the play. And I actually think Ono could have saved Faker here. Let's just slow this down as well. So what's Faker's angle here? 'Cause this is like one death in this game. So, Caps is clearing a pink ward. He's not in range to combo up for anything. Yike is made of paper. He's 0 and 4. He does have a bit of magic resist, but that's whatever. Combo's down. Zeus has Ghost up to potentially ignore the backline. I think Zeus should be popping Ghost and immediately running the backline here, by the way. It's like Zeus should be just running straight at these guys. Pressing W in front of the Poppy. Ah, he doesn't press W. Eesh, that's not great from Zeus, actually. That's not great from Zeus. I guess he doesn't want to pop it too early, and so Poppy can then just flash, because you immobilize yourself when you're in the W. He shouldn't have to, yeah. Yeah, so he kind of immobilizes himself to not make the most out of that. Is his W up? Should be up, right? Yeah, it's up. Faker here. I mean, as soon as you see him go into the E animation, this should be a surefire hit. I mean, that's kind of sad. But yeah, your E will cancel, your charm will cancel Belvethi. So that's just sad from Faker. But I think that Ona doesn't follow the Q on Broken Blade. I think that's a mistake. I think you should have been able to kick him out of the E wind-up. That's potentially very valuable if you think that it's a problem for him getting into the fights. So BB can't afford to cast E in melee range of Ona. I think that Zeus stops Mickey. He doesn't play out the pop ult very well. So yeah, I think actually that's maybe... I think it's a mistake in terms of the charm angle from Faker. I think that Zeus doesn't do very well in terms of playing around the pop ult. I think that Ona doesn't do very well in terms of stopping the Zac getting into the play as well. That should have been 100% a free kill. I also think that... yeah, I think that Faker also just like didn't play very well either. So that's a bit of both. Let's go back to this now then. So Faker's dead, but you've used Hands ult, Mickey ult, you've taken a load of hit. Oh my god, that arrow is absolutely insane. So now Yike is not a factor, not that he was before. As soon as the front line is like completely in a shit spot, without having the Belveth W to disrupt the backline, that's one tool that they don't have. Oof, Q3. W back. Mickey doesn't have phase rush or anything. He would have used it in the play before anyway, but yeah. Oof, good drag back. Yeah, now front line's down. Nasty, nasty. Anyway, Faker sells his Magi's, goes towards the death cap instead, which is annoying as fuck. Yeah, I mean, Faker should never die there. He goes way too deep, and then positions in a really poor place for the Poppy E as well. However, I think there were also mistakes from Ona and Zeus to like allow Faker into a position where he gets jumped on 1v3 or like 3v1. Okay, so one for two. Support dying means that there's no... and also Yike being very low. There's no way for them to get towards Baron, which is obviously very powerful. Chemtech's down. Baron's down on the other side. Managed to get Faker alive for this. Oh, shit. So Faker teleports back out onto the map. So Faker teleports in. And as we said, Faker is still the most powerful person on the map in a lot of ways. Monster energy plant. And, yeah. He doesn't even need to hit Charm, by the way. He genuinely doesn't. Lichbane is such a powerful item once you get some AP behind it. He can't finish off anything on BBs or onto Yikes, so he walks away. But yeah, that's the power of the Lichbane build. If you ever get Ahri on top of the Jinx, it is absolutely disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. Anyway, I'm really happy that Faker can play towards the more carry build again. It's really, really nice to see him being able to do that. Anyway, so now you have no AD carry, who is the core of your team fight damage, with a Baron push on. So they don't even need to reset on people like Carrier or whatever, or Guma. The ult delays the minions slightly, but it doesn't stop them enough to save the tower. Okay, what else we got? Nothing. Quick retreat. Hands is up now. So, what's up? What's up? Nothing really. Got big buffs coming up too. This is a big thing. When T1 come back out onto the map, they're going to get full duration of red buff and blue buff. We already talked about how if you're already running forwards, the red buff is really, really nice, especially when you have things like the range support like Carrier. He can get some occasional slows down. Ahri is going to be auto-attacking with Lichbane, so you get some extra red buff from that too. When you see Azir, you need to remember that Azir actually benefits from the on-hit red buff as well on his soldiers now too. When it comes towards late game, it's kind of a small thing, but it can actually be quite important sometimes. Not that he isn't strong enough already in late game. And now Faker has Death Cap, and he has 750 AP, which is kind of bullshit. How much damage is this Lichbane doing per proc? 416. Nice. Also means you can kill jungle camps a lot better. Lichbane's actually really good for Ahri getting damage on jungle camps, which is one of the most annoying things. Owner's just man-marking one of the flankers again. You can see Bel'Veth there. You can see Bel'Veth, you see Caps. I actually think Faker's looking for an ult right now. Maybe he's positioning a little too defensively for that. Okay, so they're taking this tower for free. Zeus has teleport, he has ghost, he is impossible to kill with these items he has right now. You can also get an ult out here as well if he really needs to. He does, he ults out of the combo, no way to get that CC chain. Faker now is in a position where you can kind of walk up this avenue. A lot of cooldowns just got used, Hands needs to be very careful, Hands needs to be pathing this way. Because otherwise he dies, he will get one shot. So Cap still doesn't have his combo for another couple of seconds. I actually wonder whether Faker could just jump over this wall and try and do some damage. Try and get a charm over here. You can always ult out if he needs to. I think Faker maybe should have ulted over that wall. It's a very low cooldown. Anyway, you get themselves a quick push onto the tower regardless. Jinx ult's kind of nasty though. And it skips out of that. But like, what did G2 do? What do they do? It's very hard for them to get onto the right targets. Kalista ult is still available. You have spell shields on both of the big carries. Moving as a unit, no one's ever really left alone. Still have spell shield on Faker. There's no Void Staff. I mean, there's Crypt Bloom, which is okay, but it's still only the 30% Magic Pen, which is not, what, the 45% or whatever of this. Oh, this is a really fun thing. So, he, as in Mickey, is very fast. He has 457 move speed. It's quite a lot. His W gives him an extra percent move speed as well, which is really nasty. However, the other thing is he has swiftness boots. That gives you 25% slow resist. So, when Ahri hits you with a charm, you are slowed and walk towards her, but you resist that slow, which means that Mickey runs at light speed towards them. He's dead anyway. He's dead anyway. Even it doesn't matter. He gets completely one shot. Anyway, Faker finally gets himself a really big one shot. Mickey is very easy to kill this game. And this is just the Ghost Signal. There's no Poppy ult to stop anyone. 4v5, reset on the Ahri ult. How does Faker play the rest of this, actually? What does he use his extra ults on? Looking for a second charm, I guess. Did he have charm, though? No, he didn't. Where did he use that charm? Hang on, I want to see where he used that charm. Okay. Does he have charm now? He should have charm now. Where does he cast it? Where does he cast it? Because he could be using this to stop the Zaki as well. Oh, so he gets onto the Zhonya's there. I actually think that Faker should be using it to stop the Zac jump there. Because both of the carries are piled up. But either way, the Zhonya's is good. Okay. Well, that's the end of the game. Really, really well played from T1 to get Faker a load of extra XP. I think that his build was good. I think that on the hold he played well. I think that the int charm... I think that there were mistakes made by everyone in that team fight. But yeah, I mean... Ass! 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 Is that really what it says when you end the game? Hey guys, guys, do you think they prefer tits or ass? Ass. I'm sorry, that is way too funny. That is way too funny. I don't know why I'm laughing so much at that. Anyway, it took me 2 hours to go through a single game. I'm actually kind of tired. So I'm gonna leave it there, folks. Thanks for everyone that joined. To the Summoning Insight folks as well. So you can drop a follow. That would mean a lot to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed the Summoning Insight as well. I'm gonna go find someone to radio over to because I am tired as balls. It's getting kind of late here. Anyway, yeah, I've got a couple more replays I can go for this as well. So yeah, I've got somebody who can send me the replay files from this. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to stream / energy to stream. Because I'm dead as fuck right now, and my sleeping pattern's been not great. Yeah, I'm gonna send you over to Foxdrop because he's just been streaming as well. Just Foxdrop, right? Thanks everyone though. I appreciate that. I was gonna do T1 BLG, and then I realized it would be a long time. Can I ask you very quick thoughts before regarding the match tomorrow? Wait, which one's tomorrow? Which one's tomorrow? Oh, whatever. See you next time. Not this time. See you in a bit, folks.